Hello and welcome to the Give Me a Hull Yeah Wrestling Podcast. My name is Dom and I am here with Scott from Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling. We're covering Worlds Collide. We're going to find out a little bit more about Scott and his work. We met over the weekend at Clash of the Castle and doing all that press stuff that we were doing. But yeah, we're going to find out more about Scott and do a little bit of Worlds Collide right after this. Now I've got to figure out which intro to do. I'll do this one. I like this one. This is fun. See you guys in a sec.
This is my impression of Macho Man Randy Savage if he was in Terminator 2.
Oh yeah, my CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer. I was sent from the future, the far out future, man, to protect John Connor from the evils of Cyberdyne, inventors of Skynet. And just like at WrestleMania 5, I'm gonna get to the top rope, and I'm gonna drop an elbow so big on Skynet, it's gonna get blasted into the next millennia. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
What an intro.
I always like. We've got proper intros. We'll do one in a second, but I always like that one. I just fancied the Terminator one. Yeah. Dude, how are you feeling? You've had a busy weekend. We've had a busy weekend. It's a pleasure to have become your friend over the last few days, and a pleasure to have you here. Who are you? I know who you are, Scott Warren from Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling.
That's it.
But tell the people that are in with us, tell the people that are going to watch this back, who are you and what is it that you do?
Okay, well, you've kind of covered some of the main points there. My name's Scott, and I'm part of Rebellious Noise. And specifically in this case, I guess we'll talk about Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling. As it sounds, we cover pro wrestling, and met Dom over the weekend, and it was fantastic. We had a few drinks, bit of food, bit of partying, bit of fun throughout the weekend, and a lot of wrestling as well. I know we're both absolutely tired, so if at any stage we fall asleep, you know why. But hopefully the show's going to keep us perked up. But yeah, that's pretty much me. Been covering wrestling for a few years now. And looking forward to doing a bit of work together, Dom.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I said, it's all about collaboration. And we are about to go into this, guys. I've just seen we are hitting the then of NXT Worlds Collide. We're about to get to the now. And we are going to be heading into the forever. So it is kicking off. Daniel, I'll do you a better intro. I wanted to do the Terminator one. I'll give you Mick Foley later. You can have Mick Foley later. I love that Terminator one. Daniel, it's a pleasure. Nice to see you. Can't wait to watch tonight. Yeah, we're excited too. Michael, nice to see you. We are getting a intro which is very much geared around the early part of NXT. You haven't been watching NXT recently. Do you kind of have any fond memories of early part of NXT?
Yeah.
Scott?
So all this stuff we're seeing on screen at the moment, mate, brings back so many good memories. I remember back in the day. So I also do a podcast called Talking Beans, part of the Rebellious Noise kind of network itself. And we used to do a lot more back in the day, but a lot of it was based on these kind of super shows of do the NXT show, then the WWE PPV, as it would have been then, not PLE. And so many times we would say, like, we'd rate both shows, and the NXT show was better than the WWE show. Even when it was a great show like WrestleMania, it'd be hard not to put. Yeah, and you can, the pageantry is different and stuff like that. But some of those early NXT shows were, oh my goodness, incredible. Oh, I can't hear you. Is that me?
I think that was that might have been my microphone. I've honestly just pulled this all together, guys, after just getting in a couple of hours ago. So I do apologize for any technical issues. Well, what I was saying is a lot of the guys that are still remaining in NXT, like your Nathan Frasers and all this stuff, are a really good representation of what British wrestling, is about nowadays, and carry that legacy of the time you were talking about, the early days particularly well. So you have like your Nathan Frasers, your Tyler Bates, Pete Dunne, of course, is a really good representative of that early era of great NXT wrestling. That is out there and is available. Is there anything that you're particularly excited about tonight? Anything that you've kind of seen from the card that you're really interested in?
I'm going to have a quick browse. Let me have a double check of it. Because obviously the main event is
Bate and Bron Breakker, yeah.
You know what? seeing we just see him on screen there as well. Ricochet being back at an NXT show. I'm looking forward to seeing that because obviously the past few years he's had these ups and downs and all around there. But I'm excited to see what he can do in the ring again and remind everyone just who he is.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I say, even looking at Doudrop and Nikki ASH, seeing them in this context gives them a little bit of, a little bit of legitimacy. I think. I don't know if you agree with that because obviously,
no, definitely,
they seem to be sending a lot of people. Like Apollo Crews has gone down to NXT recently. Who else has gone down more recently? I don't know if the term going down.
Yeah, well, there was a time where they were like, "We're the third brand. We're not. It's not the main roster anymore." But let's be real, it is now. It's gone back to that, So there was a time where you could probably argue we're going across, we're not going up or down. Yeah. But you got to be fair. This is a developmental kind of thing again. So But you mentioned Nikki ASH and Doudrop there. Great representations of both versions of NXT that we're seeing here, UK and obviously the North American version as well, and of the glory days of both of their careers. And I do hope we see more out of them. But yeah, they've got a great kind of NXT careers behind them already.
Absolutely. A lot of people are kind of, not as excited about the match, but I think it's just great. They've got a spot on a great card, a great pay-per-view. Premium live event
PLE.
setting, PLE, of course. Got to get used to that. I think it's great to see them in this situation. Oh, and it looks like Scott, we're getting Ricochet out first. I mean, this could be the match of the night. Ricochet coming back to NXT.
I love that moving globe in the background, by the way.
Yeah,
on the
man,
stage.
it's
That's
cool. Yeah, it's awesome. So what we'll do, guys, is we'll get the banner for you guys, so you know what's happening, and we'll also do a YouTube poll. So bear with me a second while I get that set up. Scott, if you could, in the interim while I'm doing that, if you could tell the people that are with us your favorite wrestling memory, your favorite NXT memory and match, because I guess that's the context of where we're at.
Okay, right. I think it's got to be, and this might be biased because I was there in person as well, but it's Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano at NXT in Brooklyn just before WrestleMania 35. And a big part of it was the moment, also ties in with this, and it was Ciampa coming out at the end to embrace, Gargano, and of course Candice LeRae as well. I mean, honestly, get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yeah, man, there's some incredible. Again, Adam Cole, man, and those matches. Ciampa again, NXT. Maybe there's a chance, Scott, that we can get back to that. That we're gonna call it the glory days of NXT now. Do you feel like they're gonna bring that back a little bit? The black and gold. Do you think the black and gold is gonna make a return under Triple H?
I don't know about the actual branding of it itself. This is cool. Look at that. All those names up there.
Yeah, man.
Mentioning, I guess the former champions at it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, Gargano.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Ricochet as well. I think we are leaning back into what that used to be. I think they made such a bold choice in branding that it'd be silly for them to go straight back to the black and gold or anything like that. And to be fair, these logos get updated all the time. So if we're strictly speaking about that, sometimes, even at the moment, if I do look at some of the old NXT branding, I'm looking at going, as much as I loved it then, maybe it is a bit dated, So, hey, this is the future. Had a few stumbles at first, but I do think, with Triple H in charge again, that we could be in for an exciting period in NXT.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I say, I'm excited to watch this with you because, like I say, you mentioned that you've not really been doing it because there's enough wrestling content. You're a busy man, a lot of stuff going on. So I'm excited for you to sort of see, again, for us both to see where this evolution is gonna take, it's gonna take NXT.
This is gonna be the start of a big journey, mate. We're gonna experience it together. How about that?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So how did you, like I said, while we're setting up, and we will get to some comments in a little while, guys, say hi to everyone. How did you tell me the story of Rebellious Noise and how you set that up?
Oh, so originally we started out mainly on music, and we were putting on kind of concerts, local bands and stuff like that, club nights. I knew a lot of friends that played in bands, and then after that we started moving into kind of covering that scene as well on a wider scale, go to festivals, interviewing bands. So a lot of it was heavily around music, and originally kind of alternative music, as you'd call it. And then after that, we kind of wanted to talk a bit more about wrestling here and there, and maybe a bit of food, and maybe a bit of football, you know. So yeah, all was in one place at first, and then we were talking off air, of course, that in kind of recent times we decided to kind of strip it back, start again, split all the channels up. So if you want to hear me talk about football, you get a Rebellious Noise football channel. If you want to hear me talk about food, we've got a channel for that. If you want to see us try out kind of trying out food is what I should have said. Or if you want to see me going to wrestling shows and talking about wrestling, of course, we've got a home for that as well. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. I just realized I was into a lot of things that I wanted to kind of share those passions with other people. And yeah, I really enjoy doing it.
Nice one, man. Like I say, please do go and support Scott, Rebellious Noise. I have put a link in the comments up there, in the comments, further up if you scroll up.
Wherever it is, yeah.
Yeah, Sassy, our moderator, can remind people. So let's just do a couple of comments before. Well, this is kicking off now. We've got Carmelo and Ricochet having a rough and tumble. I don't know if that sounds like weird. I was going to describe it as a bit of rough and tumble because they're rolling around on each other.
Yeah. A lot of no one can quite get a hold of someone here. A lot of spinning around and
they're sort of doing. I think they're kind of trying a bit of one-upsmanship.
Yeah.
Evaristo, we are doing well, mate. Thank you so much for joining us. Michael, hey, Dom and Scott. Yeah, good to see you, Michael. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Super chats and Patreon are now open for donations. Gifts are optional, but appreciated, of course, as our moderator Zandra has mentioned. And Ricochet and Carmelo both did the superhero landing, Scott. The superhero landing.
Love to see it.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. I love that, Daniel. It's not about the numbers. It's about enjoying wrestling with family. That is what we're all about. Like you say, you guys have been here. We've had 70 people in. We've had 3 people in. But what matters is that you guys are with us. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and choosing to spend part of your night or day, as it is for most of you guys, with us. You know, really appreciate it. Favorite match, NXT War Games, Ciampa versus Cole. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, Sandra reminds everybody, we will be streaming All Out tonight. Anthony is doing that. I am not doing that because I am tired.
A little bit too much.
A little bit too much. Ricochet now standing tall over Carmelo Hayes. I guess your pick, because I don't think we've done that. Your pick for this. What are you saying, Scott?
Well, on the spot now. Yeah. I don't know. Is Ricochet there just to make Carmelo look good, or is Ricochet there to be back? That's what you have to kind of figure out.
I think he's there to make Carmelo look good personally. So my pick is solidly Carmelo here, I think. Yeah.
All right, mate. I'm gonna wuss out here and join you and just agree. But yeah, I think that probably is the case. It'd be cool to see him back in NXT, but this reminds me of the early days where you would get people like Cesaro popping up and things like that, you know?
Of course, man. It's beautiful. I think they're trying to legitimize Carmelo, but as we saw last night, you know, you had Vinci, who used to be Fabian Aichner, come back and join Imperium again. Yeah. You know, so and he's obviously been doing very well in NXT 2.0. So I mean, maybe they're trying to position. You know, it's not out of the realms of belief to say that they could be positioning Carmelo for a main roster.
I mean, this is the thing as well. They you got to be real. They haven't got the eyes that they used to have on this brand. You know, I'm one of those people. They lost me. You know, so if this is a chance to reach, because I've heard a lot about Carmelo Hayes. You know, I haven't watched too much of his stuff. If this was 4 or 5 years ago, I would be very familiar with him. Do you know what I mean? Just because I don't watch NXT, so this is a great chance to get people like myself and others that I'm sure are like me that haven't really watched NXT for a while, and again, might have heard a bit of noise about this guy, but Ricochet is going to give us kind of a great chance to really see what he can do.
Absolutely. I mean, he's had some great defenses over the last few months. Like I said, I do watch occasionally NXT premium live events whenever I can. This is special though. This was due to momentum. I was like, I'm watching wrestling. I've been watching wrestling all weekend, so I'm just going to continue the trend. But All Out, which is 15 plus matches and 4 matches on the pre-show and at least 5 hours. I'll leave that to Anthony because he's a huge AEW mark. So he loves
so
that.
rather than All Out, it's Dom's out.
That's right. Dom is definitely out. Sandra says, Scott, glad you're here. Place the link so we can follow. I have done that upstairs, up in the comments. But yeah, we'll do that again shortly for you. This is already freaking awesome. Yeah, it's a great match, Michael. Yeah, I totally agree. It's fantastic so
great
far
start
from
to
what
the
I've
show,
seen. Yeah. How like again, you mentioned, like I say, it's good for you to do this. What are your first impressions of I guess the vibe of this? Because I guess again, have you seen the branding, I'm assuming, of NXT 2.0? How do you feel about the vibe of this, the general kind of excitement that's around here at the moment?
I like it because weirdly enough, it reminds me of something else that the old NXT used to remind me of, was those kind of WCW worldwide tapings,
Yeah.
And even to an extent, the Impact Zone,
Nice.
But this is the crowd are really into it, and I think again NXT lost its way a little bit, but I've been hearing good things lately. And I did, to be fair, when it did change over to 2.0, which is still a horrible term, but I did dip in and out. I did see what Ciampa did, and Bron Breakker I've been keeping an eye on as well. But yeah, this is a great kind of experience to really see what this brand. And I know we see the NXT UK banner in the background. I'm sure we're going to get to talking about that as well. But this is again, it's more, I'm guessing, a representation of the main NXT show, because that's the one that's going to be sticking around.
Absolutely, we've got the "This Is Awesome" chants on NXT Worlds Collide. We saw plenty of those. I heard plenty of those around last night.
My goodness!
Oh yeah, what have we? That again, these two they kind of match each other in speed, don't they? Oh my god, that's amazing, incredible work. 1, 2, Carmelo, Ricochet kicks out rather.
Yeah.
You've got.
I think I'm a little in front of you then.
Yeah. I think you may be. I'm going to try and refresh the stream a little bit. Before I do that, Michael says, Dom, did you enjoy yourself? Yes, I loved it. It was great to meet some new people like Scott over the weekend, do some interviews, push myself in new ways, because that was the first experience of that sort of environment that I had. Scott's done a couple, I think. You've done those before. And we kind of made a nice little sort of wrestling journo bond. So
yeah, it was great.
We'll get to do more of that stuff as well. It was lovely to meet your other half, Laura, as well. Big fan of Laura, and you guys, you were just lovely company and support over the whole weekend. Obviously you can see you can hear a couple of the interviews I've done just as audio on the channel right now. There'll be more of those released in the next couple of days. We're going to release some of them over on SoundSphere, as you guys know, the other channel, the more music and pop culture focused channel that we have. Scott has already released some press conference stuff from Triple H last night, Roman Reigns as well, and some Street Profits content. So do go and check that out. Lou seems to be dead keen to get involved in the stream. You'll be able to hear him barking, guys. I'm just going to give my stream a quick refresh so that we can catch up.
While you do that, mate, let me just say, you're giving all the praise to me, but honestly, I'm so glad I met you. I think, we bonded very well on the weekend. And there's a reason that straight away we've decided, let's have a bit of fun, watch more wrestling together. Most times you spend a weekend with someone, you kind of think, let's have a bit of space, but it's nice to see we're straight back on it. But honestly, and you did really well. Like you say, it was your first time, in that kind of environment, but you wouldn't know it. I think you did very well.
Thank you, man. Well, I've had a talk with Anthony this afternoon, and I'd love to bring some more people into that, people that I trust and people that I work with, to do some video, because I've taken a lot of inspiration from your content, and I'd love to do something like that. So hopefully next time we do this together, there'll be more of our team. Give me a whole year / SoundSphere team to do this stuff. I'm just gonna make. Just going to address Daniel. Did you come in last night, Daniel? It's a pleasure to meet you. Anthony is not here. He was here yesterday, and he will be here later on. So I am Dom. I'm the other one, and this is Scott, who's brand new, who's never been on here before. So please bear with us. We appreciate your time for watching and spending time with us.
Sure, you had a great time with Anthony, mate, but hopefully you're going to have a great time with us as well.
Indeed, as Ricochet is getting hyped up for the potentially for the win. Yeah, of course. Ricochet was reminding us, Scott, the commentators here. Ricochet's a former Intercontinental Champion. He has done a lot. Oh, he went for that kick to the head, and Carmelo countered. Oh, this is lovely. What beautiful action.
What a match. Oh,
yeah.
Bit of a slip there, but
oh yeah, just seeing that. Oh, super kick. Oh, nice punch there for Carmelo. This is fast paced.
Yeah,
fast paced, Scott.
Really exciting stuff.
Yeah, I'm right. So I will do that again. I will make sure, because I know there's a couple of people are asking. So I'll make sure. I did do it further up in the comments, but I'm going to make sure you guys have a link to Scott's channel again. He also has Rebellious Noise have a bunch of channels. Rebellious Noise is one, and obviously RM Pro Wrestling focuses on wrestling exclusively. So do I think if you scroll down on that channel.
Yeah, there's links everywhere.
yeah.
You'll find it. Yeah,
you can support Scott. Obviously, this is
if
live.
You send them to one, they'll find them all. Don't worry.
Yeah. We are streaming live on Twitch and Facebook as well, so hopefully people can see that. See the link there. I believe the official is down. Oh, Ricochet taking out Trick Williams with a drop kick there.
Powerful.
Yeah. Trick Williams getting involved. I came in last night. Well, I'm sorry that I'm not Anthony Daniel, but it's a pleasure to have you in. Thank you for being here, mate. I hope you enjoyed the stream. We've had well over 1,000 views on that now, so thank you so much for everybody's support of Anthony last night. As Carmelo is going for a super. Oh, nice, like superplex into a cutter there, Scott. Going for a 3, 1, 2. Ricochet getting out. Ooh, this is definitely.
No, I'm a tiny bit behind. Let me catch up.
It's all right, man. Definite early contender for match of the night, guys. I mean, we haven't seen anything else, but I definitely put this up there. I'm very confident. Just sub for Scott. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate
Michael
that.
is an important part of our community. Joined me in one of our Ring of Honor streams a few months back. Thank you so much for your support of our friend Scott and what he does. Sub for Scott too. Our moderator Sandra supporting
Thank
Scott.
you.
That's
Cheers,
wonderful.
Sandra.
Really appreciate it. Scott, we cover many promotions. Yes, we do. We cover Ring of Honor, NWA, Impact Wrestling is a huge part of what we do as well. So hopefully, and Scott is now a part of the family. He's a Hulkamaniac. You're a Hulkamaniac now, dude. I'll get you a t-shirt. I need to
now
I've
got to get to Hull now, like
man,
to really become part of the tribe.
Absolutely, man. We'll take you out on a night out for sure. Whoa! What an incredible superplex!
Oh my goodness!
I've never seen a superplex like that, Scott.
The way it sounds weird to say, but the way Ricochet's body isn't the way someone usually does a superplex. He kind of turtled himself in and exploded. It was strange. It wasn't just a fall back.
Yeah. Suplex into space, man. Suplex into space.
The way he sprang there.
Beautiful. While there's a slight break in pace, Daniel has a question for us both. I'm going to let you answer this first because you went to the press conference afterwards as well. There was a little bit of talk there was a little bit of promo work from Roman Reigns in that, and a lot of stuff happened. Your thoughts on that decision to have Roman Reigns go over last night, Scott?
Right. So selfishly, as a British wrestling fan, being there in person, I was very upset about the finish but at the same time, for the moment, I'm disappointed. But for the future and the storyline, as much as I don't know where Reigns goes and who beats him and when they beat him, bringing in Solo and kind of really ramping up this kind of next level of the bloodline, I think was probably a good choice. I just fear that this is it now for Drew. He might become champion again someday, but we'll never have what that could have been.
Yeah, I agree. You're never going to get a reception like that again for Drew, are you? But maybe he'll become champion again. And I'm my fingers crossed. All we saw, and we will get back to the match, guys. All we saw over the last few days, the charity events, everything, Drew was at the center. He was everywhere. So it conditioned me to think he might have a chance. And I think maybe that's down to Triple H's creative mind, to swerve us all.
I mean, we act like because he didn't win, we didn't still. Oh my goodness, that
it was like a code breaker.
But it snapped his head off. Oh my goodness! These guys are working so well together. By the way,
a kick out from again. This what a beautiful way to follow up Clash at the Castle too.
Yeah, no pin.
Kicked out another pin, and Ricochet, Carmelo Hayes managed to kick out there.
Carmelo's so springy. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's so good. Yeah, I would definitely recommend, Scott, if you get a spare moment. I don't know if you ever watched Lucha Underground.
Not much.
An
I saw
incredible,
a bit, but not much.
Yeah, you can find them all on YouTube now
Yeah.
and Daily Motion, things like that. Ricochet is Prince Puma in that organization, and it just again, this amplified even more the springiness that you mentioned. I think you really get a kick out of it if you get a chance to watch it.
Definitely will.
Yeah, absolutely. Carmelo Hayes. I'm really sorry, guys. We're again. I want to talk wrestling. I do want to talk about last night. Big. Not a fan of Roman winning personally, but as a wrestling fan. But that's because I'm a wrestling fan first and foremost. It makes more sense from a story perspective, I believe, for Roman Reigns to have won. So those are my thoughts on this. As Ricochet goes up to the top, but Carmelo drags him down. A chop from Carmelo Hayes.
Going back on the Roman Reigns thing, it's not like, and the Drew thing, it's not like because we didn't get the pinfall and the title being lifted, it's not like we didn't still get everything else though. We still had broken dreams. We still had the soccer chances, as the Americans will call it. We had a lot of that great stuff. So
gotta
appreciate it.
The sing along, it was a wonderful show, in so many respects. A poison rana by Ricochet. Did you see the black mass? A tribute, little maybe sneaky tribute to Malachi Black there. Trick Williams.
Oh, here we go.
There's the Jericho dropkick, the springboard dropkick by Ricochet to Trick Williams. Ricochet going up top now. Going up top, Scott. What are we going to see from Ricochet? Is he going to win
Sure,
this?
he's going to move. Sure, he's going to move.
Yeah, sure he's going to move. Oh, you called it. Oh, Ricochet landed on his feet.
Oh, on his feet. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Carmelo Hayes gets the win. What a match. What a match. What an incredible match. Brilliant work for Carmelo Hayes. You call it though, Scott. Very much a great way for Ricochet to put over Carmelo Hayes.
Honestly, if this is how they're starting the show, man, I need to get back into watching NXT.
Absolutely. Tom Talks Rubbish is joining us. Thank you, Tom. We really appreciate it. You guys could check out interviews with me, with Anthony, with our Raw correspondent, our Raw streamer, Dan Hargreaves, all supported by Tom Talks Rubbish. So if you want to hear me ramble on about wrestling and disability as well, me and Tom talk openly about what it's like to live with disability and difference on his channel as well. So go and check out Tom Talks Rubbish. He's a lot of great wrestling content, a really long time supporter of the channel. Tom, please meet Scott, who I met over the weekend at Clash at the Castle. He has a channel called Rebellious Noise and RN Pro Wrestling. If you want a new wrestling channel to support and follow, Scott is a great dude. Please, Tom, go and subscribe to RN Pro Wrestling and get a little bit of a flavor of what Scott's content is. Almost instantaneous uploading of content. Great stuff.
It's not always that fast, mate. Don't worry.
Man, you would do it. I know you were editing on the coach, so I got so much respect for you. Just going through the replay, Scott, we normally wait till the end to give particular grades, but I think it's something we can do between matches. I think for this we can. Your grade for that match and your kind of moment of that match, favorite moment.
What we grade now? 5, 10? What is it?
We're gonna go out of 10.
Out of 10. Oh, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a solid 8. It's a great opener. They worked really well together. Did exactly what I think it needed to do, which is make Carmelo look good. A favorite moment, I got to say.
Maybe
the ending. The ending. No, the Superplex is great, but I like the ending because it was so different to what we usually get. People miss moves, and then someone hits them with a finisher, or sometimes you have a quick roll up. There was a nice mix of the two, and it was it continued that flavor of the match being fast and unpredictable. So I actually thought the end was a great kind of contributor to that. Yeah,
because you'd have thought, like you said, you thought that Ricochet was just going to miss straight, but actually he landed on his feet.
Yeah,
and that was quite clever
because gave you that hope.
That hope for Ricochet, but he did not get it in. Guys, you voted for Ricochet to win that. So we both said Carmelo, but Ricochet did not win. Of course, 87% of you saying Ricochet to win there. As we're getting a recap now of hang on a second. Which match are we going for now? I didn't. I think I uploaded and started this video when a lot of these matches were still being confirmed. But we've got former Ring of Honor champion. Oh man, it's when you're having a brain fart. I should have Anyway, Cora Jade turning on Roxanne Perez. That was it. She was Roxy in Ring of Honor. Turning on.
I haven't seen this on the card. Then has this just been thrown in?
Maybe they're highlighting it. So what it was, Cora Jade, who's got this very, not to make direct comparisons, because obviously they are their own athletes. Cora Jade got this very kind of AJ Lee sort of style, and then Roxanne Perez as well. Very, very talented performers. They were the tag team champions, but Cora turning on Roxanne. They were both best friends, and now Cora Jade turning on Roxanne Perez. So this feud is big in NXT right now. And I've seen these promos before. Wonderful Spice Girls t-shirt there.
Classic.
Quincy Elliott about to debut on NXT.
Going back to the Cora Jade thing, showing them use a phone. It sounds weird, but use a phone and block a contact is such a strange thing to do. I really like that. It felt like I was watching an MTV kind of reality show instead. I like the little presentation of that.
It was the end of that friendship. Like I say, Cora Jade, who was very over as a face, turning villain on
surprising when I heard that.
Roxanne Perez. Yeah, so there's more of that to come. Quincy about to debut. We're seeing this promo now from a very, very colourful, very talented performer from what I've seen from watching Level Up, NXT Level Up. I know that they've been on before. So I'm very excited to see what Quincy does in an NXT ring. Obviously getting some promo time here. So the Super Diva, Quincy Elliott, coming soon to NXT. Please like and subscribe, says Sandra. Why would they end the match on a roll-up? I think to swerve us, because, like I say, Ricochet landed on his feet there. As Scott mentioned, Ricochet landed on his feet. We give that hope that Ricochet could come back, but rolled up by Carmelo Hayes. I think it was great booking. Hi, Ali. Great to see you. Yeah, thank you very much, Sandra, for welcoming as our Bron Breakker will unify the championships. Yeah, I want, as a British wrestling fan, I'd like Bate to do it. But I think realistically, we're going to see Bron Breakker take this win. Daniel asked the question, what's your favorite wrestler of all time? Quick and easy answer for me. Scott knows this because I mentioned the name enough over the weekend in conversation. Mick Foley, favorite of all time, without question. Scott, your answer to that?
See, mine's always gone with the times. When I was a kid, The Rock, getting older, then it was Shawn Michaels. Then I had a Raven period. We spoke about this the other day. Then it was CM Punk. And then in recent years, overall, the person that I've enjoyed most probably is probably The Rock.
Yeah, he's an incredible talent. Tom Talks Rubbish has subscribed.
Thank you so much,
Scott. So yeah, please do support each other. Thank you so much, guys. Really, really appreciate that. We've got Wade Barrett on the screen now, introing the next match. Lovely pink jacket. That's
very nice. Yeah, reminds me of a pink wafer. Yeah, getting a bit hungry now.
Yeah. I managed to eat just before. We're getting an earlier today. Promo. Who is this on the floor? Just trying to make out who that is. You never do anything in the NXT parking lot. Never do anything in the
dangerous place in the world. Is it Roderick Strong?
No, that is. Oh, it is Roderick Strong. I believe that is Roderick Strong. Yeah, of course. There's the members of the Diamond Mine. That's Roderick Strong's faction in NXT. They are helping Roderick Strong into the ambulance. They have been in a feud recently with a number of tag teams, actually, the Diamond Mine. So let's see who is the culprit, as the Diamond Mine are standing there looking despondent as their
nice little Norman Smiley cameo there as well.
Nice Norman Smiley cameo. Yeah, so there's the Diamond Mine going out there to defend those NXT UK tag team championships that the Creed brothers, rather. Yeah. So they are called the Creed Brothers. They are part of the Diamond Mine. And there's Pretty Deadly, of course, coming over from NXT. Every time I think of them now, I think of Alistair's tale about when he interviewed them. and they said Triple H had big dick energy. I can't not think about it. I can't not think about that now.
Yeah.
Pretty deadly. He didn't actually put that in the piece because other people would have got in trouble. But there is Pretty Deadly coming out to the ring. Wonderful tag team.
What
really
a presentation of these guys as well.
Really great throwback as well to that kind of, again, 70s, 80s style of tag team, I think. So let's go through a couple of comments while these guys are entering. Sandra doing a very good job of talking to the community, keeping us updated as well. Jack, I saw Sean Mossat posted news on AEW Fight Forever. Do you know what the news is? I know a couple of people have been removed. I know FTR got removed to that, but yeah, Jack, do answer that if you know. So yeah, just for those that aren't aware, that missed it, because a couple of people are worried this is going to go into All Out. This does finish before All Out. Don't worry, you'll be able to get your Anthony fix when he comes on for AEW All Out about 1 a.m. to maybe 12:45 tomorrow morning to stream AEW All Out for you guys. So don't worry, we will be covering that. Gallus, of course, Scott, coming over from NXT UK to NXT, I think, at the last pay-per-view. A great tag team, fantastic tag team from NXT UK. Your thoughts on Gallus? Or because again, I can't remember if you talked about your viewing habits for NXT UK. Did you get to see much of that?
No, I mean, my NXT viewing habits haven't been great. My NXT UK ones, even less, mate.
Even less.
I mean, obviously, separately, I remember seeing a lot, especially in the early days of NXT UK and pre just like WWE tournament and stuff like that. But I haven't really seen them together. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see.
Absolutely, man, guys. I think a great tag team, great example of great British wrestling. Good luck and best wishes to the superstar representing NXT UK tonight. That's Johnny Saint, of course, the former general manager of NXT UK. I'd be very curious to see what Johnny Saint does next. Of course, a wrestling legend here in the UK, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, not just Johnny Saint. There are so many people that were involved in NXT UK that you just wonder, are they getting brought back? Is it just a rebranding? Because it always felt a bit like NXT Europe anyway, with a lot of the guys there from Europe. And even so, like Australians, like Rhea Ripley, of course,
Yeah,
and you spent a lot of time in the UK. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So what I would like to see going forward for NXT is what they kind of alluded to before, which is Triple H's plan, apparently, of this area, this territory. I want it to be like the territorial system. I want the North American title to be the NXT, the original NXT. That should be their title. Then there should be a European Championship, and then there should be an NXT title, which is like the traveling champion back in the day, Ric Flair, Harley Race, all those kind of guys going from territory to territory. But you've just recreated the territory system within the WWE. I think that's the best way to do it. That's what I'd like to see.
Makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot of sense. I totally agree with you there. I mean, it's going to be a very exciting time. Hopefully, we could be involved in supporting and promoting NXT Europe when it comes out. We did a lot of interviews with NXT superstars in the early days, and you can see those on this channel. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what NXT Europe does. The Creed brothers coming out now as Gallus, Pretty Deadly, and Brooks and Jensen are fighting in the ring. A couple of requests here for you, Scott. So we've got Scott's Twitter and Instagram, please. So Scott, can you tell the good people that are with us your Instagram and Twitter, and of course the people watching back who watch back to this after the fact? What is your Twitter and Instagram? Where do you want people to find you?
All right. Well, I am Scott from Rebellious Noise. So handily, I am Scott _ Reb Noise. So it's REBNOISE. So Scott SCOTT _ REBNOISE. Thank you very much, everyone, for allowing me to come on here and get the extra support from your audience, Dom. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course, that's what we're here for. I have not done the necessary admin because I'm terribly unprofessional and very, very tired. So, Scott, can you call the action for me while I do the banner and also the vote? We're going to put a vote in the YouTube.
Cool. All right. Well, you've thrown me in at a time where it's very hard to describe because there is mayhem going on at the moment. We've got they're slowly kind of controlling it, but there are about 4 referees out there trying to hold all the teams back, and it looks like we're about to get going with at least 2 of the teams ready to go at it now. Here we go. but no, we're already now. We have a change in who's in the ring. Okay, here we go. 2 teams underway, getting it going. But that, I mean, for me, I'm excited to see, again, a lot of these guys are kind of new to me, especially as a team, as a unit. So again, it's another great opportunity really for people to see what NXT, the future of NXT is going to be about, you know. So it'd be interesting to see whether or not these UK guys end up in NXT Europe, or do they stay in NXT even when Europe opens back up, you know? So because if they don't go back to this side of the world, then your talent pool is a little bit smaller, you know. The kind of familiar faces are kind of not as there. So you probably want to send some of these guys back to Europe rather than keeping them in NXT. But then again, we don't exactly know when that's going to launch. So then maybe that's going to, big boot there. Oh my gosh, I need to take his head off. I'm always a fan of people wrestling in jeans, by the way. I got to say that. Jeans and cowboy boots. What a combo.
Yeah, man. Again, you could think of all the greats, you know, Moxley, Billy, I think Billy Gunn and Bart Gunn, the gun.
Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, all the greats of wrestling. Thank you very much for that. We have just put the vote in, and almost immediately we have had a couple of votes. So thank you guys. A lot of votes were pretty deadly early on. Scott, I know I realize I'm asking a lot of you, as you know, you're kind of just getting back into NXT. But in the early stages of this, the looks, I know that's a terrible way to judge something, and I do not endorse judging things in that merit, but from looks and visual and just general vibe at the moment, your thoughts on who might take this, Scott?
I think it'd be silly for it to not be Pretty Deadly. I think they've got a lot to give. Even though they are from NXT UK, there's something about them that feels kind of American to me. So you mentioned earlier on, you know, the 80s and 90s, and of course we had a lot of that. And going back further, you know, we saw, you know, great wrestlers over here using that kind of flamboyant style, if you will, back in the day, and kind of playing on, to be fair, you know, certain people's prejudices and stuff like that, kind of being heel characters, but real pioneers in the stuff they did, and real kind of, you know, sticking out in a positive way. And I think these are a great throwback to that, you know. So although you know, it feels American, we do have a lineage here of characters like that at the same time, going back to the 1950s. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, yeah, classy Freddie Blassie, stuff like that. As we are seeing Brooks and Jensen, who are actually American, they came over and won the NXT UK championships. Every other team in this, the Diamond Mine are also from the US, or the Creed brothers, rather, the members of the Diamond Mine. You have Gallus and Pretty Deadly from the UK. This is really good, fast-paced action. Gallus, man, deceptively agile. You know, they're big dudes, aren't they? Massive dudes.
They are indeed, yeah. But I think that's always stood out, even from when they were first shown in the WWE kind of ring with the UK tournaments and things like that, when they were around those Royal Albert Hall shows and things like that. I think they stood out quite a bit even back then.
Absolutely. Michael supporting Pretty Deadly as Brutus going up. I think we're going to see a big spot here, but that is Gallus now ruining that for the Creed brothers. Gallus going up top, members of Gallus going up top, now going to go for a suplex. Creed on the top rope, going to take that superplex. Maybe we've seen an amazing suplex, the best suplex I've ever seen tonight.
We got a lot to look up to.
It's close, but not quite as good.
A different
style of suplex, Scott. Yeah, absolutely. Brutus Creed out there now. Oh, a famouser taking from Billy Gunn.
Speaking of which, with the jeans earlier on.
Yeah, they do look. Not the Gun Club. That's AEW. What's Smoking Guns?
Smoking Guns.
Smoking Guns. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Great stuff. Brooks and Jensen now in control of Gallus, but Pretty Deadly stopping the momentum. Sandra is rooting for Gallus. Apparently, All Out ends at 12:30 a.m. EST, which is it's going to be 6. Is that 6:30, 5:30 a.m.?
I think it is.
Yeah. Good luck, Anthony. Dom, you're always on the ball. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate your support. Jackson, classy Freddie Blassie, integral influence on Muhammad Ali. There you go. Good to see. A good bit of knowledge from our second moderator, Jack. Appreciate it. What a lovely kick there from Gallus. 2, 3. Gallus getting the win. Oh, it's an elimination match.
Oh, okay,
so
right.
Brooks,
Yeah.
Classic. This is great. I don't see many. I love a good elimination match.
Me too, yeah.
My favorite match. A lot of people don't like it. my favorite match type is the Elimination Chamber. Anything that has that, sort of Iron Man style, Pretty Deadly now in, Gallus still in, and the Creed brothers still in this match. I'm going to go Pretty Deadly. I think they're chanting something.
They're doing a na song.
Amazing.
Goodbye.
Okay, there you go.
Have you ever seen the clip of Jim Ross singing that years ago? It's so funny. It's so because he's clearly being told sing it, and he's thinking, I don't want to sing it, and he sings it so out of tune, and then he slowly gets in, and just when you think he's gonna get it, he messes up again. It is hilarious.
Oh man, it reminded me of last night. So you guys were at the press conference, but Drew was being asked by Fury to sing "Bye Bye Miss American Pie." And he was like super awkward. We've got a lovely compliment from you, from Tom. Scott is very natural on camera. Your chemistry is amazing. More obviously. Oh well, Tom, we may get back together. I'm sure we will get back together at some point. Definitely, So we'll figure something out, some way to make it work. 100%, Tom. I've got a lot of love and respect for Scott and his work, and he was an absolute pleasure to be around. This weekend. So it's wonderful that even though we've just left each other, you at whatever it was, 11 midnight last night or something, to 1 a.m. last night.
From my coach.
And you literally got in at 6 a.m. and woke up about 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just getting it just over 2 hours ago now. We are back together doing this. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And anybody that does come in to this later on, or late, after we do finish, thank you so much for watching and spending time with us. We appreciate it. Elimination Chamber is a good, solid match. Thank you, Jack. I can always count on your support. As Pretty Deadly are in control of Gallus. Again, I'm giving it to Pretty Deadly here, Scott. But Gallus, Gallus have been definitely. Oh, what a lovely kick! Lovely kick there from Gallus. Pretty Deadly. I'm trying to think of Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly remind me of. You know what I mean? Like a modern day tag team. But I think they're truly unique. I can't think of anything. I
think solo stars, you could say Dolph Ziggler and Tyler Breeze. But
there you go. Like a more legit. And I don't mean this as any slate on Dirty Dango as he's known now. The Fashion Police. Tyler Breeze and Dango. Yeah. Oh, there's Brutus sending over.
Oh,
just boshing him over the ropes there. And now Julius, who seems to be the standout for me of the Creed brothers, is taking it to Gallus now.
Hey, anyone that dresses like old school Taz, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of Taz, look at that suplex.
Absolutely, man. They've got that Kurt Angle Taz vibe going for sure.
Yeah.
The old school wrestling vibe going, putting the member of Gallus up top. I do apologize. My mind's going blank on the members of Gallus, guys. So do apologize for that. So it'll be we'll come back to that comment, Jack. Wonderful shoulder block. A variation of the Legion of Doom finisher, not a clothesline, Scott, but a shoulder block, beautifully done.
Really well executed, since it looked like he was going to fall. To get his balance.
The Creed brothers getting the win off that move.
Wow,
again, the Creed brothers doing a lot, getting a lot of push, a lot of push in NXT. The Creed brothers now. Once again, I'm going to wish Anthony good luck. 5:30 a.m. finish for All Out. 15 matches and over 5 hours. AEW. Sorry, I got to get that in because Anthony thinks Anthony thinks WWE and the storytelling of like characters like the Fiend. He laughs at me all the time. So
there's different flavors of ice cream, as they say. So we can all like something different. But hey, I'm a fan of both styles. For me, we spoke about this off air. AEW kind of. Sadly, I feel it lost their way a little bit lately. So I'm hoping All Out's going to be a good way to kind of remind everyone what they can do. I know, it's easy to look at and go, 15 matches. But last year, you had similar, and it was an incredible show. So
you are right. You are absolutely right, mate. I will watch tomorrow, and I'm going to support Anthony and watch the stream back. I would be there, but as I've just been away for 4 days, Me and Emma, who some of you guys know, we're going to go to Harrogate and have a couple of days off. So
well done, mate. Well done.
I do apologise for not being here, but I am the heel of the podcast, and Anthony's the face. Everybody loves Anthony, so please do enjoy and support Anthony in his epic journey All Out. As that was a lovely fit. Oh, lovely move there. Like a what would you call that? I know it's gonna be like a knee breaker, but it's like a knee face breaker. Beautiful.
Well, it's like a sideways code breaker onto the chest. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't think we should be naming moves. We're clearly not great at it.
Yeah, no, we're not. As Pretty Deadly now hammering down on the Creed brothers there with some forearms. Tom Touchribbers has a question for Scott. Favorite match of all time?
Okay, right. So I like this one because I've had time to think about this, because we had a little bit of a chat about this the other day, Dom, if you remember. A few of us when we was at the BT Sport running taping. Fantastic again. Once again, shout out to WWE and those that looked after us there. But after that, we were all kind of enjoying the hospitality and we got chatting about wrestling, as wrestling fans do. And the one I came forward with, and it kind of just at the time surprised me that I even thought this, because it was in the back of my mind. I never really think about these kind of questions, but the one that came to me was Cactus Jack Triple H at Royal Rumble 2000. Just, yeah, man. What absolutely a match, you know? And I know they're in a massive, I think when I was younger, because of the spectacle of what happened at No Way Out, that would have stuck in my head more. And it was great, don't get me wrong, Foley falling through the cage and then through the ring. But in hindsight now, the one that people talk about is the Royal Rumble. And I think even Triple H, he says that match made him,
Yeah, it's an interesting point there. I think mine, Mick Foley and The Rock, when Mick Foley wins the championship. I won't go into. I've gone into detail on streams before. We do have some action to cover, but it's basically the match that changed my life. I get emotional thinking about it. I'm getting emotional now, so I'll come back to that at some point, maybe later on in the stream. Creed's and Pretty Deadly left. Michael Pagnotti, yeah, thank you. It's a good match between these guys. Daniel, what part of England are you from? Daniel asks. Well, the clue is in our name, Daniel, where we are from. But Scott, as our very special guest, his first time on the Give Me a Hug Yeah podcast. Where are you from for Daniel, please?
I'm from London, originally East London. So I grew up in the East End of London. But hey, as all good wrestling fans do, you got to travel around the world and see wrestling everywhere. So you never know, I might be in the city near you sometime soon anyway.
Absolutely. We do have a few people from London in the chat as well, who are members of the Hulkamania community. So please do show Scott some love there.
Brawl here on the...
Sleep hold in the ring, brawl outside of it. So I believe, is that
will the ref be distracted here?
Yeah, I guess. The Creed brothers, Julius Creed, rather, holding this suplex up on Prince.
I love that. Trying to knee yourself out. Oh my goodness.
He's still holding it up. He's going to pick it back up again. And Prince is grabbing his...
what a spot.
That is amazing. Prince was definitely grabbing Julius.
Yeah, it was getting a bit close there, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit close.
You had to hold on to something, mate.
Yeah, a bit close to the old Naz as Julius is bringing the straps down. Went for something there. These guys are so... Oh my God. What a moonsault there from Julius. We're getting an angle slam on Prince from Pretty Deadly. The referee going down 1, 2. Oh, what a wonderful. I've never seen that before. Full on slide under the ring. Okay, so who we got here? So it is that
this match has gone the way it started. It is chaos.
Absolutely big chaos here. Chaos now. Jensen and Brooks back out. The referee is down. He's really selling that beating as Julius Creed is he's drop kicking Pretty Deadly. Oh, beautiful drop kick there by Prince from Pretty Deadly. Julius Creed going for a clothesline. Springboard by Prince. But caught by Julius. Oh, what a lovely slam. Julius Creed, man.
Seamless.
Yeah. Oh, man. Julius Creed might be my performer of the night. We do a performer of the night at the end. Scott, so do keep...
I'll keep that in mind.
Doing the straps again.
So
the chair.
A spear there.
Is that the other member of Diamond Mine spearing the remaining member of... Oh, no, we're going to get a betrayal.
Oh.
We're going to get a betrayal.
Oh, okay. So did he attack?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. the Diamond Mine. We have seen them fracturing in the last few weeks. People turning on, Roderick Strong from the Diamond Mine. So this is maybe
Come
a little
on, boys. Got to take advantage here.
Yeah, Pretty Deadly in the ring. The Prince into the cover. 2, 3. Pretty Deadly getting the win here, unifying those tag team championships. The last time we will see the NXT UK championships. Scott,
which is a shame because the designs for so many of these UK titles are so good.
Oh, so good. So good.
It's a sad moment tonight when you think, it's the dawn of a new era and all that, but like saying goodbye to, and I know it didn't quite work out the way people hoped NXT UK, but especially as a Brit, it's bittersweet, seeing it kind of be abandoned,
I agree. I absolutely agree. That superplex was amazing. That holding superplex was maybe my spot of the night. We do a spot of the night.
Yeah, for me, for the match at least, that was the one.
That was incredible.
I've never seen someone fight out of it, but then you see them lift up and kind of pull moves back that they look like they were about to lose, but to be kneeing yourself out of it and then incredible. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just gonna recap on the commentary because I need to refresh myself on some names, guys, so I'll do the best job I possibly can for you, name wise, because I can't remember the last member of Diamond Mine who just betrayed the rest of Diamond Mine to help Pretty Deadly win. Damien Kemp, I believe, is the betraying member of Diamond Mine. That was well done as well. That was a really well done turn.
It was
because he didn't make it look. I know he picked up the chair, but it wasn't like he was waiting there to be hit. Sometimes they just stand there still. It was obvious. They do a little slow walk. It's not obvious at all. And the other one that took me by surprise was Dominic Mysterio last night. They've done some pretty decent turns over the last couple of days, as the Creed brothers, who are really impressing me. I didn't like them at first. I thought they were a little boring even. But their wrestling speaks for itself. Honestly,
the Creed brothers,
very impressive,
amazing work. But Pretty Deadly getting the win there. As we're seeing a Paul Heyman promo, which I imagine is for Extreme Rules coming up in Philadelphia. We will go through some comments. I'm sharing Wrestling with Accessibility with Works page. They're very switched on, and this is not only means it's to me, but I want to hear from others and tell my story. Jack, we will have you on that once again, guys. For those unaware, I will be having Tom Talks Rubbish and the Anthony podcast alongside myself, and hosted by our Anthony Nayland, mediated by our Anthony Nayland, which is on a stream called Wrestling with Accessibility, which talks about why people with disabilities gravitate towards wrestling. So please do join us for that. That's coming up in a few days. So that is on the channel now in the listing. So do go and check that out. And Jack, of course, we will have you on that stream to talk about your experiences as well. These purple boys are a little zesty. Indeed they are. And that is what makes them a fantastic team. Says Observing Stuff. Welcome back, dude. Good to see you observing. We love you too. Well, thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all, says Observing Stuff. Sandra, welcoming, observing in. I guess I'm heel too because I'm Team Dom. We have that ROH bond. Yes, we do, Michael. That ROH stream was made by your introduction, you coming in and joining our community and being so welcoming and supportive of our channel. So I will never forget that as long as I live. Thank you so much for still being with us now. Sib is in. Hello, mate. How are you doing? You all right? Sandra says hi as well. So I'm saying welcome, of course. Please like and subscribe. Indeed, please do. If you can do, support the channel. That'd be amazing. Don't know if you're going to come to Newcastle anytime soon. Last time I was in Newcastle was for a WWE live event. I will happily come to Newcastle, and I would love to see you if you are there, Daniel.
I've never been to Newcastle as well, so hey, let's make a trip out of it.
It's good, yeah. They do regular live events in Newcastle. So yeah, let's do that. Tommy T is in. Says hey Tommy, welcome. This is Scott, and I am Dom. This is the Gimme a Hull Yeah podcast. Scott is from Rebellious Noise. He is my special guest for today, as we met over the weekend. Mine's Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, Mania 26. Shawn's last match. Crown Jewel never happened, indeed. Some excellent taste.
You know what? It's interesting that you said 26 because so many people go for 25. I think they are both so good. And again, 25 is biased to me because, again, I was in attendance to that one. Very, very privileged to be so because it is considered by so many the best match ever. But for someone to say 26 is really interesting.
Yeah, no, again, Tom's got excellent taste there. And that match, sticks in my memory as well, alongside the Ric Flair one as well, which to me, as much as I enjoyed Ric Flair's last match, the actual one that he had, I still think of Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair when I think of that. Shield versus the Authority is a good one. The ref just wanted to show his sliding skills. Yes, indeed. It was great. Thank you to whoever's liked the stream on Facebook. We appreciate that too. My favorite match is Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Last WWE made me a wrestling fan. It was 5 or 6. Loved wrestling ever since. Michael, excellent. Oh, you were 5 or 6. Yeah, amazing, mate. Pretty zesty indeed. What a wonderful name for that tag team. I'd be okay with that. I'm sharing Wrestling with Accessibility to Work's favorite page. Yep, absolutely. Would welcome the opportunity to tell my story with a taxi. Yeah, Jack, we will absolutely give you that opportunity. Anthony will be, my Anthony will be moderating that. Anthony, or our Anthony Nayland will be moderating that. And the Anthony podcast will be with us as well as Tom and myself. So please do tune into that, guys. By the way, how is Anthony going to control us, Tom? You know what we're like when we get. Yeah, well, I've asked him to keep us focused because, as you know, we can go off on a tangent. Scott, you probably we've definitely done a lot of talking, but I can definitely go off on a tangent. So I appreciate any company on these streams because if it's me on my own, I'm just like I'm all over the place. Right, okay, let's see if we can get through Sandra welcoming Tommy. I think we're getting Blair Davenport and Meiko Satomura, who is, of course, she was WCW before. She was in WCW. The Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, with his henchmen drinking a cup of tea.
Nice.
Are they drinking an actual
tea? Unless it's coffee. Is it coffee?
Yeah, it could be coffee. Could be coffee. I guess it's the Italian thing. These guys are like proper Italian. Got to know when to keep the line in the water, when to cut the bait. Cameron Grimes, who I believe will be on main roster soon. Fantastic standout. Yeah, I'm talking to you. So the storyline, for those that missed it, Tony D'Angelo fired Legado del Fantasma. Legado del Fantasma banned from NXT, presumably being called up to the main roster. So now Tony D'Angelo asking Cameron Grimes to make him an offer. I do not think, guys, he's going to take that. Cameron Grimes is fine. Yeah, he's walking off. He does not need Tony D'Angelo to make his career work. Obviously, Cameron Grimes is one of the longest tenured members of NXT, feuding with everybody you can think of, including the recently returning Dexter Lumis in some quite entertaining matches over the pandemic. We are getting Mandy Rose, Meiko Satomura, and Blair Davenport next. I'm very excited about this match, Scott. Probably one of my, if not the most anticipated match for the whole night for me. We'll go through predictions and things shortly. I also need to change the banner, so I will do that shortly for you guys, and I will ask Scott to get on his commentary again. But we'll try and get through the rest of the comments. Try and get the rest of the comments. Tom, just to remind you, it is next week, not tomorrow, because I'm away. We hopefully you've got that right, and we'll definitely be doing it next week. No problem. Jordania is great. Jack loves Newcastle. My favorite match, got a few, but all time, Bret and Austin, I quit. Good taste. I've got a disability, so that's why I like wrestling. Daniel, well, this is what we're going to be talking about on that video, so please do join us for that. I've got ADHD. Oh, me too, mate. There you go. So we'll, again, hopefully we can talk a little bit about that. Is coffee a type of cookie? We eat them all the time. The family pie. So it's an Italian thing. Thank you, Michael. Of course, you giving us your perspective on that as Blair Davenport walking to the ring.
I've got to say as well, see Mandy Rose in the car. That was cool. And I've always loved this background dun, 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 dun music that they do as well. This is real. Yeah. This feels like the old NXT. what we're seeing.
Yeah,
here.
man, this is good. Meiko Satomura as well. I'm assuming she is moving to NXT main, NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
Just one of the all-time greats in wrestling. Again, been around since WCW. So proud of you, Daniel, for being confident to say that there. Indeed, thank you, Daniel, for talking about your experience. That is what we welcome on this channel. So please do come and join us in that stream. We may even bring you into that. We do sometimes share the link to the StreamYard so you guys can come in at some point. So maybe we'll do that for that. Hello, the Wrestle Story, our other favorite channel. The Wrestle Story have joined us with a hello. Thank you, the Wrestle Story. May I introduce you to Scott from Rebellious Noise? The Wrestle Story are also Hulomaniacs. They have their own wonderful channel. Maven and Mr. Glean, family YouTubers talking about wrestling, father and daughter, lovely people from across the pond have done some streams with us and been very, very supportive. Good to see you guys. Have we got Mr. G or we got Maven? Whichever one, welcome. And good to see you. And please do support Scott if you have time to check out Rebellious Noise. Do you have to take medication for your ADHD? Obviously, Daniel, that's not for me to say. It's different for every person. I have been offered the medication, but I choose to take the knowledge and the understanding. And obviously, once I got my diagnosis, I took that knowledge forward and have adapted my life and things like that. But you can take the medication, but of course, you do need a diagnosis. But that is my experience and my diagnosis, which will be very different to yours, so please do bear that in mind. Oh yeah, man, it's in my diary. Just saw the stream preview and got overexcited. Don't worry, man. I love that you're excited for it. That's good. Right, the moon hit. Oh, you want me to sing? I'm not doing it. Jack. Sometimes I sing. I'm not doing it. I'm too tired. It's been a long 3 days. Super Chat and Patreon is still open for donations. Yeah, thank you, Sandra, for reminding us. You can Super Chat, you can donate if you wish. It's not compulsory. We do not ask for it. It is absolutely optional. I have autism, and so do a lot of my friends. We love wrestling. Absolutely, we're going to talk about this. So thank you guys so much for again sharing your experiences, and please do come be a part of that. Now, Scott, I'm going to put you under pressure again.
Oh,
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I need to do that admin. I need to change the banner, and I need to put the poll in the YouTube. So Scott is going to take over for the entrances while I do that. So bear with me. Scott, the floor is yours, buddy.
All right. So, of course, in the ring at the moment, we've got the woman formerly known as B. Priestley, of course, Blair Davenport nowadays. And this is what it's going to lead me into one of my first points about this, really, is that I'm excited to see this because it is 3 different competitors with 3 completely different stories. We've kind of got who was the indie darling of women's wrestling for a while here. Then we've got Mandy Rose, who's completely rejuvenated her kind of character, her career and stuff like that. This NXT run has done wonders for her. And looking like a true champion there, getting out of the car. Great presentation of Mandy Rose. And I'm excited to see her back in the fold on the quote-unquote main roster. And then, of course, after that, we got Satomura as well. As we mentioned earlier on, Don was saying, formerly in WCW, she's been around a while. And it's great seeing Satomura involved with NXT UK. It looks like, obviously, going over to the regular NXT now. On top of this, as I mentioned, 3 completely different characters, 3 completely different stories. But it's going to be really interesting to see what they put off together. And I'm already thinking of my winner here, and I'm thinking that it might be Davenport, just because it'll be interesting to see the only one that doesn't come in with a title leaves with 2.
Very, very interesting. I think a lot of people are saying Blair, something to prove really for Blair Davenport. We've only seen her on NXT UK so far until the recent debut in NXT for, leading up to this match. Obviously, a little bit of a feud with Meiko on NXT, leading to her kind of saying I'm the #1 contender for that belt, so I should be in this match, which has led her to this. So yeah, again, Blair Davenport, you saying Blair Davenport, Scott, I think a lot of people are with you on that. Thank you for covering for me there as well. We have a few more comments before this starts. The Wrestle Story saying hi to Sandra and Jack. Michael welcoming the Wrestle Story as well. Hit that bell, never miss our content. Indeed, you guys are doing thank you, Sandra, for doing a better job than me at promoting our stuff, including interviews, gameplay, and streams. Yes, we do have some WWE 2K22 content as well, if anybody interested in that. Hey fellas, I'm new chatter here. Hi, and how are you guys watching NXT Worlds Collide? Alexander, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, we are. Just to remind you, unfortunately, we can't show the actual stream because we'll be banned if we do that. So we are doing commentary. My name is Dom from the Give Me a Whole Year podcast. That is Scott from Rebellious Noise, my special guest this evening. Alexander, thank you for joining us. Welcome. You are now a Hulkamaniac if you choose to stay with us and be a part of the community. We are watching it and we will do our very best to keep you up to date with the action. I once asked a mate, can you perform under pressure? I said, I only know we will rock you. Well, I mean, that's all you need when the pressure happens. Yeah, you can have a champer clap for that. Go on. There you go. We give those on the channel for exceptional
nice.
moments.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, Alex. Yes, Alex. We are on later. We are doing All Out as well. Hi guys, I got to go now. Love being in the stream, Daniel. We loved having you. Thank you, Daniel. So much.
Hope you've subscribed, Daniel. Hope you've subscribed.
Indeed, please do, and obviously do support Rebellious Noise as well. Support Scott and keep an eye out for his content too. Thank you again so much, Daniel. Alexander is the name, not Alex. Alexander, we'll make sure we get it right next time. Thank you very much, Alexander, for correcting us. Have a great day, Daniel. Yes, absolutely. Love you too, Daniel. Always welcome. Thank you, Sandra. And here we go. We are through the comments, guys. I will try and keep up with them through the match, but we are going to focus heavily on this, one of my most anticipated matches of the night. All three of these guys with I was going to say something to prove, but Mandy Rose and Meiko Satomura don't really, in my opinion. Blair Davenport's got your pick and mine with the most to prove.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like you say, maybe to people that haven't been keeping an eye on Mandy, like I say, I don't watch it that much, but it's hard to kind of ignore the rise that she's had since she's gone to NXT. But maybe there's some people that have been completely oblivious to that. So if they're tuning in for the first time in a while, maybe Mandy to them is going to kind of shine here. Satomura as well, depends how familiar you are with the kind of lineage of women's wrestling. You wouldn't think would have much to prove, but hey, I'm sure there are people watching her for the first time. But you're right there on Blair Davenport. I mean, the newcomer really in this, especially within this company and within, I guess, American viewers' eyes as well. But yeah, I think she's going to do all right. I think she's going to prove her worth here.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Tom, that's a very important question. I will get to that very shortly for you as Meiko take it out. Meiko take it out, Mandy, and then Blair Davenport here whipping Meiko into the ropes. I'll just answer this quickly for you now, Tom, but then we'll come back to it on the stream that we do. Do you get a lot of pain after traveling with CP? Any advice on how to prevent it and recover from it? So unfortunately, absolutely, I do. I'm in a lot of pain currently. I've been stood up for most of the last 3 days, but that's my choice. I made that choice. I was offered a chair to sit and do interviews and things like that. But when you're talking to Gunther, who stood up 6 foot odd,
and Drew as well, Drew
as well. So for me, it was the right thing to do to stand. And like I say, in that moment, Tom, and obviously this is something you're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to. With your interviews in your situation, you have to adapt. And for me, I choose to make that, to do that, to stand, to do this, because for me, it's the best thing to do at the time. But I am dealing with a lot of pain, which is why I never used to do this. I used to just power through for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and end until I burn out. I'm taking 2 days off tomorrow to rest up. Because as you get older, yeah, my joints hurt, my feet hurt, and everything. But of course, in a high pressure situation like we were in, me and Scott last weekend, it's not something that I want to focus on, because I want to do the best work. I want to get the best results. I don't want to make too much of a fuss in that moment. But it is important if you do put yourself under pressure, for me, doing that kind of work, to make sure that you work on your self-care. So if any advice was, if you are, because I know you do a lot of interviews, I know you do a lot of work, make sure that you make time for yourself, self-care. That's one of the things I wish I could have told myself at your age, was, burning the candle at both ends, doing all this cool stuff is great. But if you're burning out, you're not seeing family, you're not seeing friends, you're a workaholic, as I absolutely was, you can really suffer in the long term. And I've only, in the last 2 years, really 3 years learnt to sort of manage that. So I think self-care is really important if you're going to push yourself and do lots of interviews like you do, Tom. By the way, boxing has become my new outlet. Well, there you go. I've seen you boxing on Twitter. You can follow Tom Talks Rubbish on Twitter. You can see him doing his boxing. As we go back to the match, Scott, we're seeing Meiko Satomura taking out Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose's attire, like Wonder Woman-esque, Scott. Very cool.
It is. And part of me was thinking, is this just to hype up the NXT of America as well? Are we kind of it's a little stab at NXT UK here, being, well, this is America now. Come on.
Yeah, well, I also guess, a lot of it is that, these people, I guess they're going to transition as well. They're going to be transitioning to it. Meiko Satomura rather. Blair Davenport, they're going to be in NXT 2.0 from now on, you would imagine. So, yeah.
Going to see a lot more of those stars and stripes in the coming months, I'm sure.
Absolutely, indeed. Mandy Rose, an incredible representative for NXT 2.0 in recent months. We will see if Blair Davenport, our pick. Did I do the poll? I'm sorry, guys. If I did, no, I did. I did the poll. Okay, Satomura is leading at present in the poll, guys. So you guys think Satomura is winning? Sorry for talking about myself, dude. Don't worry about it, man. You're welcome to bring any elements of yourself in. Again, we're happy to support you, mate. You're more than welcome to talk about it. Obviously, we can't always get to everything if we're covering a match, but obviously, yeah, absolutely welcome to share your experiences with us. Satomura taking out Blair Davenport. Obviously, I was answering some questions there, Scott. Your opinions on this match so far, please.
Yeah, quite good. It's always difficult to find a balance between, when there's more than two people in a match, So to be a triple threat, I think they're working well together. They're doing the age-old thing of someone's been taken out while two of us work together. But hey, it started on a good note. I think, it's one of those matches where it's hard to tell how long it's going to go. What kind of route are they going to go down with this one?
Absolutely. One thing I've noticed, Scott, is this pay-per-view, we're an hour and 15 minutes in, and it doesn't feel, this isn't a slog. This hasn't been a slog. I mean, comments have kept us busy and stuff, but like, the action is fast-paced. It's entertaining. That's from my perspective. I've not found it a slog. It's, from what I can see, you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I am. I really am. I think, like I said earlier, I haven't been much of NXT or NXT UK for a while. But this is a great way to get back into it. And if there was ever a show to kind of, and the performances to show me what they've been doing lately, I think this is surely a good representation of that. And it does make me already think, I think I'll dip my toes back into the NXT pool.
Dip your toe back in, absolutely. And Mandy Rose now squaring up with Meiko Satomura. This is a dream match for a lot of people. Scott, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
As Sandra, thanks, Tom, for sharing. Absolutely, that's what we're all about, or we try to be anyway. As Meiko taking those forearms to Mandy Rose. Let's go, Mandy. Let's go, Meiko chance, rather. Lovely clothesline by Mandy Rose.
Nice.
Mandy's hair is amazing. It's just really cool. I love the highlights. It's badass.
It is. But I was just going to say, I think just hearing people chant for Mandy is a big deal. And I think people really embraced this new character. Look, I think what she did on the main roster, she got lost in the shuffle sometimes. And even simply talking about her hair, the typical, especially in the Diva days, the blonde, and it's a simple change that can really make yourself stand out from kind of being a completely different character. She did have a kind of interesting look before as well, like presentation-wise, with her graphics, her logo, the actual rose that she used and stuff like that. But this is a complete different Mandy Rose, and it's good to see that the audience have kind of bought into it.
Absolutely, and you put it very, very succinctly when I was doing the admin. A complete reinvention. A complete reinvention from the days of Otis and all that stuff.
That was fun, but it only got us so far.
It did. She's definitely come into her own as she's kicking out from Meiko's offense. Meiko Satomura in control here, and she's lifting Mandy up, whipping Meiko into the lovely spine buster, old school Arn Anderson style spine buster.
Double A would be proud.
Blair Davenport breaking up that pin. I love AEW and the card excites me type, but my main criticism of yesterday's main event was it's way too long. Tonight has that potential. To be honest, mate, right up until that end, that was a brilliant match last night. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the length. I thought it was great. Obviously, the card was not as long as I guess a lot of people anticipated last night, but I you know me, not always a huge fan of Roman matches, but I thought that was really well done.
I thought it was refreshingly longer than usual Roman matches. It might be more so because we were there soaking out the atmosphere. I understand you can kind of have a different kind of experience if you're watching. I've got a friend who went to WrestleMania 23, for example, and because of that, he loves that show. I remember watching 23 at the time, thinking, it was all right, but he loves that show, so it definitely does kind of change your perspective of things. So it's interesting to hear that viewpoint of the main event last night going long, and especially like you say, the show being a lot of action here, by the way. Great frog splash.
It was wonderful.
But yeah, especially that show being shorter than we expected. The main event didn't feel that long after all.
No, it was great. Very, very good point there. In terms of AEW, mate, you can't sway me on this. 5 hours is too long for a pay-per-view. I'm sorry. 15 matches. I know, Scott, you've got a slightly different opinion. I was watching it live last year, and even though it was great, we're not, we have other things to do, and I don't mean this. We're very privileged to be able to watch wrestling, to have a YouTube channel, both of us, that people do engage with, and I love the fact that you guys are here. But 5 hours of AEW for me is too much, and too much for any wrestling fan. Most people, it's a Sunday. It's good. What are we on? We're a Sunday night. It's Sunday night in the UK. Anthony, I hope he's got a day off tomorrow. Typically, we work during the day. It's not sustainable for most UK fans, certainly, and a lot of US fans. Even ending at 12:30, as I believe it's going to. Nearly 1 a.m. US time. So I'm not a fan of AEW in the way the length of these pay-per-views. We will get through the rest of the comments as Meiko takes down both Davenport. Yeah, with that nice DDT, an old school counter to a great old school move there. The counter by Meiko to Blair. What's this? Oh, lovely flipping knee there from Meiko Satomura. Oh, went for it again.
I wouldn't like one of those in my back. Yeah. Oh, didn't quite get that one.
Certainly not. Certainly not.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that point about AEW and its length. I remember a few years ago when WrestleMania was getting like that, and it was like even WrestleMania, which we wait for, like as wrestling fans, it's like Christmas Day for us. But still, I used to feel so sorry for, I've been privileged enough to go to a few WrestleManias, but even once you're watching, oh my goodness, that knee again, but double time this one. But yeah, like when you add in doors and when they open and the panel and the pre-show and the kickoff matches and stuff like that. Come on. It's just too much. It really is.
It is. Mandy going for a sort of face buster there, Ciampa style face buster. Lovely DVD
my goodness,
driver from Meiko. Oh, lovely double stomp.
Lovely.
Double stomp there by Blair Davenport.
I love when a breakup isn't shown until they get onto the breakup itself. Like she came from outside the frame. I love that.
Absolutely. Oh, lovely knee there. Kick out by Satomura. Some excellent points there from you, Scott, around AEW. We will try and get back to some more of those between matches. This does feel like a pivotal point, so we will try and cover this as much as we can because this is, again, a very important match for the NXT women's title. They're going to be unified by whoever wins this. Mandy Rose with that double drop kick there on Blair Davenport. Mandy going for that midsection punch as well. Very much in control is Mandy Rose. Kicks in the X-Pac style kicks there from Mandy Rose in the corner. Blair blocking the with the back elbow there.
USA chant as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting spot there. Scott, double missile drop kick there by Blair Davenport. You've got Mandy Rose here now going for something. Blair countering midsection punch. Ooh. Oh, what's this? What we seeing here? Blair Davenport going for a suplex, countered by Mandy going for that knee. Oh, he went for that knee counter. to lovely scissors kick. Scissors kick there
Wow,
by
what a break
Meiko.
up. A step up as well from the shoulder down. Beautiful.
Absolutely. Incredible. There's that knee. There's that finishing knee to both of them.
My
Mandy
goodness.
Rose.
That was
Gonna
great.
unify the championships. Mandy Rose unifies those championships.
Beautiful.
One of
Wow.
undisputed now. Undisputed champion there. Let's see what you guys said in the poll for this one, because I didn't do that quickly enough last time. So everybody on this one said Mandy Rose. You guys were correct on this one. The unification of the championships by Mandy Rose. Well done, guys. Thank you very much for participating in that poll as well. We'll just go through the replay. Jack is asking will Oasis sue? I think it was okay. It was live, wasn't it? They did televise that Oasis sing along, or at least maybe they did the American Pie. They televised some of it, and I think they're allowed to get away with a certain amount. So
the boxing has it all the time, don't they?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that WWE, they're not going to sweat that kind of thing. So yeah, but interesting question. I think I enjoyed WrestleMania 38 more than as I was there, and I was supposed to go to 36 and 37. There you go. I have never been to a WrestleMania, guys. So
you got to get there.
Still on the bucket list. Still on the bucket list, absolutely. Even JR agrees 5 hours is too long. Well, there you go.
Yeah. I mean look at Raw. And Triple H has said that 3 hours is too long for Raw. So let's hope that kind of sways his decisions in the next few months as well.
Very, very much so, mate. Very much so, yeah. We'll see. Tony Khan going to take some note from the great JR. I love AEW, and longer pay-per-views are great if the matches are good. Well, that's what Scott said earlier. Last year, the matches were great and certainly enough for Scott to enjoy it, and I enjoyed it. But I struggle with that length. Alba Fire now on the screen.
Of course, the name change. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Kaylee Ray.
I'm going to do a cheap plug here, if you don't mind, Dom. I interviewed Kaylee Ray about a year ago now when she was NXT UK Women's Champion. So if you get a chance, herself and Rampage Brown, a great little interview. It was just after kind of the world was getting a bit back to normal. It was incredible getting back to doing interviews in person and stuff like that, and signing all these declarations about certain things that we probably shouldn't say on here to not get demonetized or anything like that. But you know how the world went a bit crazy for a few years. You know what I'm talking about. It was great getting back to it, and they couldn't have been more welcoming. So if you get a chance, guys, I'd appreciate if you check that out on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel as well.
Absolutely, there's some fantastic interviews on there. You've done a lot of good work over the years. Scott's been working on this for a while. Please do give him some support. Kaylee Ray being interviewed on that channel as well. As we now see the former A-Kid, who we actually have an interview with on this channel. He's now called Axiom. Axiom, he's known now. Wearing his mask, which you're about to see because I've seen this promo. There you go. And then you've got, what was he known as in AEW before? Because he was on Dark a few times before, and he was Nathan Fraser. Yeah. Or is he Nathan Fraser now? I can't remember. He's a graduate of Seth Rollins' school.
Okay, right.
AEW were trying to sign him desperately.
Yeah.
And he was on AEW a bunch, but then he moved to NXT UK. Nathan Fraser, who is there with A-Kid or Axiom. But yeah, I can't remember my point. My point was that Nathan Fraser is a very, very, very talented guy, as is A-Kid. Great to see him as Axiom under the mask, and have not because he's a bad looking dude, because he's a very good looking dude. But I think they're going to set up a match. I think they're setting up a match. I think that's what that was to do, was to set up. Oh yeah, we are seeing it. Axiom versus Nathan Fraser this Tuesday. So on NXT, a good excuse to watch.
It's just people going, do you want a match? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than the same old stuff.
Yeah, just talking about comics. Cool. So we got a promo here from Wesley with Mackenzie Mitchell backstage. Wesley, a former member of the Rascals in Impact Wrestling, and I can't remember the team before his partner left that he was in MSK they were called. So Wesley now talking about a feud with JD McDonough, the former Jordan Devlin, who's put an incredible showing in against Bron Breakker. We did a live stream of the last NXT pay-per-view, and JD McDonough, Jordan Devlin, Scott, I don't know if you've seen many of his matches, but what a talent. Very Finn Balor. I mean, he looks like Finn Balor. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a lot as Jordan Devlin. I haven't seen much recently. I think the last time I actually saw him was probably in his cruiserweight title run. Last time we actually saw, it reminds me 2 NXT titles coming together at the time. But that's probably last time I saw anything from Devlin actually.
Yeah, he's back as JD McDonough. Had a great match with Bron Breakker last month. And it looks like he's going straight into a feud now with Wes Lee, who's a great talent. Reminds me a lot of RVD in his moveset, things like that style. So Wes Lee, great talent. We were talking a lot about RVD over the weekend as we head into the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. Katana Chance and Caden Carter. There you go. Katana Chance and Caden Carter versus Doudrop, who is coming now with Nikki ASH. Now, I wish, before I go do the admin, because we are not on Blair Davenport, Satomura, and Mandy Rose anymore. I do apologize, guys. Before I go do the admin, seeing these guys together is wonderful, but I do wish Nikki ASH would return to the Nikki Cross gimmick, fantastic gimmick from NXT. That was on the main roster briefly, but I'm not really sold on the almost a superhero thing personally. I don't know if you are, but certainly I am not. They're about to come, but everybody's coming out, so we'll get through the admin of that, and Scott will take you briefly through the entrances. I'm sorry, Matt. I know you just joined the channel.
That's all right, mate.
Just become a Hulkamania, but Matt, you do some commentary while I do the admin.
Here we go.
Appreciate
all right.
it.
Well, I'll just kind of pick up on some of your points you made there, actually. Nikki ASH, not the biggest fan of it myself. Nikki Cross, however, loved. I completely understood why they wanted to strike while the iron was hot. For me, they took too long, for example, with Liv Morgan. With Nikki ASH, it was the opposite of that. It was too quick. And she won the Money in the Bank. She won the title. And then nothing since. Big mistake, in my opinion. Really sad when you see as someone who's as talented as Nikki Cross. But hopefully, being a heel now as well, this means, she'll move back into the kind of character she was before. Being with a fellow Scott as well, it kind of maybe will help bring that kind of original side of Nikki Cross's character out. But I'm hoping for that. Another cheap plug, Doudrop interviewed her as well on the channel. And one thing, the reason why I bring that up is another kind of issue here with characters and name changes. Doudrop, everybody thinks she needs to drop the name. Pun intended there. But I spoke to her when she first got the name, and I was very much against it. And but at the time, the character was different to what it is at the moment. It was, this whole Eva Marie thing and this happy-go-lucky, but she's a heel and all this stuff. And she said, she actually convinced me. She said, you know what? I'm getting to show. Look, I've done the Piper Niven stuff. I've done Viper, but this is giving me a chance to show, the head office something different. They know what I can do as Piper Niven. They know what I can do as Viper. And this is giving me another chance to kind of show another string to my bow. And I was like, you know what? You've won me over there.
Good points.
Not long after that, though, she went more back to a kind of traditional character. But I do think it was a good point. Because, again, in all the podcasts I do my own channel there, I was very much against the character. But hey, I was probably wooed over because she's a sweet girl as well. So
absolutely lovely. Back when Doudrop was involved in Impact Wrestling as Viper Niven, I got to interview her years ago for Soundsphere when we were doing, before even this podcast even existed, when we were doing wrestling stuff as features, and absolutely lovely interview, one of my favorite ones I've ever done. Viper Niven, Piper Niven, incredible talent, like you say there, a great person to interview. So please do check out Scott's channel if you want to go over to Soundsphere. We have plenty of wrestling content on there as well, but we are here to promote Give Me a Hull Yeah, and we are on this channel right now. This is Give Me a Hull Yeah. You guys are the Hulkamaniacs, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here as Caden and Katrina are in control. Ben Carter, thank you, Anthony. Anthony is here. Oh joy. When are you guys interviewing Mox? Don't know about that, Sandra. We'll have to see about that one. We do fortunately have a good relationship with AEW. You've seen Anthony interviewing Thunder Rosa on Friday. Anthony did that while I was traveling. Wonderful talent. One of the great women's wrestlers of the moment is Thunder Rosa from AEW. Right, okay. Sorry, guys, I've missed a few comments, haven't I? I have off tomorrow, and we'll be watching AEW tonight. Probably won't wake up till 1. Got nothing to do. That's the best way to live, Michael. They televised Don't Look Back in Anger. There you go. Okay, Dom, I'm flying first class WrestleMania 39, getting greased luggage that I won't use. How about I put you in a case? Absolutely, mate. Well, me and Scott made a pact. We were going to try and get there, do some press and stuff. So maybe, yeah, if I can't do that, then I will come in your case, Jack. Yeah. Absolutely.
At least you got a backup plan now, Dom. That's it.
Indeed. He'll always be our kid to us, indeed. When me and Anthony went to NXT UK live in Hull, we Anthony chanted our kid at a kid excessively.
Funny enough, so on my channel, Dan was making the same joke, calling him our kid all the time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great name change. I think Axiom was always a better shout. I don't know about Mox, but I call Mega dibs on an interview with Punk. Well, if it ever happens, I'll let you know. Ben Carter, that's correct. Yeah, it was so Nathan Fraser was Ben Carter in AEW. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Anthony, for joining us. It takes me 2 days to get through an AEW show because I can't focus on things because of pain, because too much time in chair. 2 nights, please, TK. Just my 2 cents. Fair enough. Absolutely, completely good point there, Tom. You know, it's something to think about is how you pace yourself through these shows. Very intense. When you agree to do a wrestling podcast that does live streams, it's also very intense. So I do feel, at least in part, because obviously I'm not you, I don't feel what you feel, but certainly in part I empathize with sitting in a chair for hours and hours and hours on end and watching wrestling, as we do here on the Gimme a Hull Yeah Wrestling podcast. Just getting through the rest of these comments, and then we will call the action for you guys. I do apologize. Wesley is future champ. Absolutely, Michael. Hi, it's I'm doing my vocal warm-up whilst watching Dom. What an incredible job this weekend. Clap, clap. Thanks, dude. Hi, Scott. I'm the overlord of the podcast, also known as the good-looking one. I am Sandra welcoming Ant. I thought I must say, Jack, you're a very sexy man. A little bit of Jack crack when you come over from London, come up to Hull and spend time with me. Love seeing that crack. Question, is the main event next? It could be. Emma is in as well. Hey, darling, you all right? Wherever you are, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. Sandra welcoming Emma as well. Thank you guys so much for welcoming my better half. I always appreciate that. Emma saying hey to everybody as well. Good to see you. Yes, it is. It was very, very good to see Emma when I came in 2 hours ago, and the dog as well. It's lovely to be back and lovely to be spending time with Scott, who I just left. It's
this
wonderful.
time with home comforts. How about that?
I would hope, because I don't have my cup of tea. I bought my I got my
Mate, this is okay. You mentioned cup of tea there. I desperately wanted one this morning, and because I got in so early and then got in the cab from the coach station, I've got no milk, so I've been craving a cup of tea all day. I mean, how British can we sound for our non-British followers here? But
I know, I love a good cup of tea, but I will save it till afterwards. Right, okay, we are going to get to. I realise we should be covering a match here. I do apologise. We will get to. Unfortunately, that's why I have never joined you for a live stream, my friend. Big love, Dom. We need to meet in person one day. Yes, we absolutely do. I will come down and do that. Tom, I believe you're very close to London, if not in London. We will absolutely do that. How long is Cardiff to Hull? Today it was 4 hours. No, I did, because I had traffic. 5 hours and 15, I think. Something along those lines. It was maybe just under 4. I did it in one long trip. No, I stopped for petrol, so I did more or less one long trip. So it all blended in. It was 6 hours on the way. I know that because I got lost. So it was 6 hours on the way, maybe 4 hours and a half minimum on the way back. Right, okay, let's do this match. All right, Dewdrop wearing some cool attire. I like the attire. With in control now of, I believe, Caden Carter. Katrina and Caden, it confuses me. I do apologize. I lost my chip spice. Oh, yeah, of course. We supply. I don't know if you've ever had chip spice, Scott.
No, I don't. What is this? Some sort of
Mate.
seasoning? I mean, I
Oh.
season my chips with some sort of spicy thing sometimes, but I don't
Oh
know.
no, dude, this is a
specific
whole
one.
thing.
What's going on?
It's a whole thing. It's branded as American chip spice, but it's a whole thing. And we send it to numerous people that aren't from Hull that join this stream. So I will send you or give you, depending on
are we talking chips as in what we call chips or what Americans call chips?
No, like our chips. Our chips, and we have chip spice. And Jack has taken. He loves his chip spice. He's an honorary Polynesian. He is.
So it's a whole thing, is it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Chip spice is a whole thing.
Oh,
you
mate,
can't get it. You can't get it. You can't get it in many other places. You can get it. You can get it in other places, but not many. Chip spice is the best thing ever. There you go. It is our thing. It's a national. People love Hull for a chip spice, basically. Right. So sorry, guys. Nikki ASH going for that DDT. We are covering wrestling. We're not the chip spice channel. Maybe I should do that though. Like you know, you had a successful food channel. Maybe I should do
food stuff. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sprinkle chip spice on a range of foods and see how it works. Yeah. Awesome. Right. Doudrop in control of Cadence, I believe. As Nikki ASH. Oh, what are they doing here? DDT, Doudrop slamming. 1, 2. Oh, kick out there.
I got to say, I do appreciate how Doudrop and Nikki are in similar kind of gear, color-wise.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Always a fan of that.
Just take off the mask and I'd be, you know what I mean? I'd be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of that, though, you know, it was rumored that it was her pitch. She wanted to do it. She was encouraging people. But hey, it's not worked out the way it was. So let's just be done with it.
It's an evolution. You try things. You know, we talked about this a lot this weekend. We tried things and you got to just, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? And that's what Nikki ASH is going through. And by preference, I would love to see a change, to be honest. And so would you, I believe. But you did say, lovely double stomp there.
Nice.
I think We Rally Sports is it. Hey, We Rally, how you doing? Caden and Katrina should win. This guy's ridiculous if they lose.
Hold on. We're already Sport Ready. Comments on our streams as well. How about this? I feel like I'm in the Inception here. What's going on?
There you go, man. You'll know. I love this.
There you go. We usually see you on a Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. I'm glad you're getting around. We're Ready Sport Rally.
Absolutely. We Rally has been with us for a while. We appreciate his input, and I'm so glad to hear you support Scott. I met Scott only this weekend. We Rally doing WWE press stuff. So it was an absolute pleasure. To meet Scott, as I've said. Nikki is Alexa's best mate IRL. Well, there you go. They were, of course, a tag team for a while. Nikki and Alexa. I interviewed Nikki's husband on the day that she won Money in the Bank.
Wow.
Of course, Big Damo in the UK Independence, Killian Dane in WWE. That is on the channel under our WWE interview section. Where are we at? Sandra, what's your name? Sandra, I'll let you field that. I am Jack AAT. What is that? Is it like Dom? Is it like peri peri salt from Nando's? Nearly but better.
Nearly but better. The bar is high now.
Yeah, nearly but better.
Speaking of Nando's, earlier on there was a mention of the dream. What's going on?
Toxic Attraction coming out here. Sorry to cut you off.
That's all right. Don't worry.
We will come back to this, but it feels like it's worthy mentioning Toxic Attraction, who I thought would be. I thought they'd be on the main roster by now, but no, Gigi Dolan and Lacey Jane being taken out by Nikki ASH.
What is this for?
Yeah, Kaden Carter taking out Doudrop as Nikki ASH is on the outside. Looks like we might see Nikki ASH and Doudrop in NXT a little longer for this because Doudrop is going down. 2, 3. Okay, Carter and Katrina getting the win. Toxic Attraction. Costing Nikki ASH and Doudrop a long-term feud, maybe building here, and a reason for Doudrop and Nikki ASH to stay in NXT.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I mean, or it's the other way around because you thought the others were going back to the main roster anyway. Maybe this is just to promote, but then why would you start it here? So I think, hopefully it does remain on NXT because that'd be interesting to see here for them to benefit from that feud.
Absolutely.
But, great end to the match, though.
Indeed, you were talking about Nando's. I know this
right. It's all right. It's not as important. Don't worry.
No. Come on, we're on a break. I want to hear your Nando's.
So Nando's. Someone mentioned earlier on dream interview with CM Punk. I've never interviewed CM Punk, but I have met him at a signing about 10 years ago, around the Summer of Punk time. And I thought, what am I going to say to him when I see him, right? And I'd seen online he was chatting to MVP about being in the UK. Well, he said he was on Twitter, and MVP said to him, "Oh, I'm jealous because you can go to Nando's." Or so they bonded over Nando's. So I went, you know what, I'm going to talk to him about, because everyone else is going, "Oh, you're such a this, and I love you, and you're that, and you're the best," or whatever else. So your favorite match is this. I was like, I'm just going to make a difference. So I was like, "Hey, I saw you like Nando's," and he was like, "Yeah, Nando's." We had a chat about Nando's, and that was it. But yeah, it was before I was doing my interviews and stuff like that. But I wish I recorded it now. But yeah,
man, that would have been wonderful. As we're seeing Grayson Waller, who's been a really prominent heel. He was the one that took out Johnny Gargano before he left.
Yeah,
been a really prominent heel as Grayson Waller. But it looks like he might be turning face here, maybe, because he was talking to the henchmen who they used to be GYV. They used to be Grizzled Young Veterans.
I don't know what they're called now.
Now they are the Dyad, the kind of gothed up version of
so many
GYV.
name changes and gimmick changes within. Who's that in the background?
Someone. Oh, they're going for smiley badges held by the Dyad, who used to be GYV, who are the henchmen of the new Bray Wyatt, who's not as good but still good. Guys, so sorry. Long day. Who is it? You know what I'm talking about. And not like I'm not putting that pressure on you, Scott, but
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna try and find it. So they were Grizzled Young Veterans, weren't they?
Yeah, the Dyad. Look at the Dyad. Look for the Dyad. And the leader of them.
Okay. The leader of them.
The leader of the Dyad.
Okay, revealed as Drake and Gibson. Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy, thank you very much. Well done. Good work.
Yeah.
I correct myself, even though the Dyad are in the background. Grayson Waller is not turning face. He is a consummate heel, and it would be a mistake to turn him face. And it looks like he's cutting a massive heel promo here. So the Grayson Waller effect is all he needs to go to the top. I think he's been offered a spot in the family by Tony D'Angelo, turning it down there because he only needs himself. He's got that Miz-esque heel heat as Grayson Waller. If you've not seen too much of him, he's very, very confident. Like I say, he was the one to put out Johnny Gargano before he most recently came back. Once again, you can see our Johnny Gargano reaction video from a couple of weeks ago, which is now over 5,000 views, which is lovely. One of our better reaction videos. One of our worst was, of course, when Anthony tricked me into believing Bray Wyatt has returned at SummerSlam, which has had well over 1,000 views. So if you want to see me be very embarrassed and annoyed, go and watch those reaction that reaction playlist, which features our Johnny Gargano one, Dan Housen's debut in AEW, a bunch of them, including Johnny Gargano's debut. Cheap plug there for those. Hi, Dom, and not sure. Oh, sorry, I just got to that. We Rally recognizes you now, so that's good. But we've got a lot more comments, and I need to change that banner. Let's see what we've got next. We got JD McDonald Wesley on NXT. That'd be a great match.
I've got to say, I do really like their graphics here.
Yeah.
The presentation is really good.
We tend to do the special NXT stuff. The Halloween Havoc and stuff we'll do because they feel a little bit more kind of premium live event ish. Unfortunately, because it's Tuesday night and we do lots and lots of everybody, we all work very hard as best we can during the week, so not always possible to do NXT for us, but I love what I've covered. Really enjoying this now with you, and very much enjoying the last few streams we've done. There is an NXT stream section you can also see if you want to go back and look over NXT UK. When the pandemic started, Anthony was very, very active doing NXT UK stuff, and we did a bunch of NXT UK interviews with the likes of Isla Dawn and many, many others. So go and check out that playlist if you want to go back over some of the great NXT UK talent that was out there, in the pandemic and stuff. As we're seeing an NXT promo, Bron Breakker, Finn Balor. Lots of lovely memories here, as we talked earlier, Scott, about the memories of Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Ilya Dragunov. As we head into this main event, looks like it is the main event as we approach 11:15 UK time. It looks like we are approaching the end. So this is going to be good. I will do the admin. I'll try and get through these comments before we go in to the stream. We did do mostly comments in the last match, so I'll try and get through these as quick as I can. My screen is blurry. Don't worry, man. You're okay. Don't worry. It's all good. Knew I recognized you somewhere. Yeah, I love it how small the wrestling community can be. Now I see you. Look forward to AEW later. MJF return could be. You'll be with Anthony for that. We Rally support. Please do support him as he watches AEW for 5 hours. Hey WWE, please change Dewdrop Nikkei's name back. Old gimmicks a lot better. Please like and subscribe. Yes, indeed. Thank you, guys. He likes the cheeky Nando's. Yeah. Oh, Jack is a massive CM Punk fan. Scott.
Yeah, so he does like a cheeky Nando's, Jack. Yeah.
There you go. Like KFC popcorn myself. It's nothing compared to a Nando's. Who was in the red hood? We don't know. I think that was just.
Yeah. It probably actually was a wrestler, but not supposed to be.
Yeah. Please fund my juice rice addiction in the super chat. Yeah, we still need to figure that out. Yeah, we'll get to that. Last comment as Payne, so going to lay down. Absolutely, Tom. Please go and lay down. Look after yourself. Take care of yourself, and we will see you soon. Definitely go and take it easy, Michael.
Tom.
Yeah, Michael in the comments, Joe Gacy, thank you for that. God, I am far back. Okay, Tom, come back later. Hope you're better. Absolutely, Sandra. We totally do feel better. Tom, a lot of love for Tom Talks Rubbish in the chat. If you've not subscribed to Tom Talks Rubbish, one of the hardest working YouTubers, up and coming YouTubers I know, does some wonderful wrestling content and also healthcare content as well. Loving the stream, guys. Good stuff. Always good. Well, thank you. Thank you, Rally. It's made all the better by having Scott, my special guest, who from Rebellious Noise, with me for the support. Tyler Bate and Mox need to win. Right, I'm gonna say that for AEW to go down that next level, Punk needs to regain the championship. It's the only time I'm gonna say it. I don't want to argue. I think that Punk needs to have that championship in order for AEW to take that next step to continue. Yeah. Tyler Bate, I would love to win as a UK fan. Tyler Bate, one of the great wrestlers of the moment. I believe he can have a very full career in NXT 2.0. Do I think he's going to win tonight? Unfortunately, not. I don't think that's going to happen. We'll ask Scott his predictions as well once I get to this comment. I've known Dom 16 years and a few days. Great are you? Yes, you have known me for 16 years, Jack. It's been a long time, but it's always a pleasure. Maybe 1 hour gap NXT to AEW pre-show. There you go. Well, we will be doing a little bit of a roundup. We'll have our match of the night, spot of the night, performer of the night, stuff like that. We'll also welcome you guys to do that. So we might come close, but we'll probably go about half an hour, maybe a maximum over. Once the stream and once the event finishes tonight. Right, okay, sorry guys. There you go. I think you call Breakker up and do him versus Roman. A lot of people have said that. A lot of people I know have said that. Do I think he's the guy to dethrone Roman? No, but do I think it'd be a good match? Yes. So, Scott, I do apologize. I've not incorporated you in the last few minutes.
Your prediction. Fine. You get to the comments. It's all good.
Your prediction for this match: can Tyler Bate do it? Do you think he should do it? And let's also add that in: Bron Breakker to the main roster facing Roman Reigns. What are your thoughts on all that?
Okay, can Tyler? No, I don't think he will. Should he? I also think no. I love Tyler Bate. I think he's fantastic. But if you're coming into NXT, I don't think he's going to be the face of this promotion or this brand. But saying that at the same time, this isn't the NXT of old. If they were willing to put kind of their faith in someone that was brand new in Bron Breakker, why couldn't they do it to Tyler Bate? So, and this is a fantastic promo video we're seeing right here of his time winning the UK title. Then, of course, known as the WWE UK title before they rebranded it as NXT UK, which they're kind of conveniently glossing over these days. But yeah, I mean, look at the lineage of this title already. It's incredible to see. And both versions, I've got to say that the intro to the show, that promo video, and the one for this, and this one with Tyler now, fantastic job of kind of building this up, and it kind of adds in the shame, really, that we are getting rid of the UK title. But hey, it builds it up and it makes it feel worthwhile. Moving on to Bron Breakker. Hey, I've been saying to a lot of people this weekend, if it's not Drew, who is it? Someone like Bron Breakker fits the mold, in my opinion, of making a star, but he's a long way away from that. If you promote him to the main roster today, it will still take a long time for it to make sense for him to beat Roman Reigns. So other kind of thoughts on that are Austin Theory, for example, but even he, a Money in the Bank winner and a Money in the Bank holder, unless you do it in a heel way, of a random cash in, which it probably would be if it was Austin Theory, a legitimate one-on-one victory, you need to build that star up for a long time.
Yeah.
So
you totally agree with you, mate. Totally agree with you. I would put Cody at the top of that list now. Second to that, Anthony will hate me for this. The only other person you could do to bring back, it's got to be Bray.
Okay, I thought you might say that.
They're bringing.
You either going to say Bray or you were going to say Mick Foley. Could have gone either way there.
Yeah, I did say Mick Foley a lot to Scott this weekend. Braun Strowman is rumored to be back tomorrow night.
Yeah. Is it tomorrow night?
Wow. Rumored tomorrow. I know he's spoken in an interview with Ariel Helwani, who we saw host over the weekend, and he said he didn't say a definite date, but a lot of the dirt sheets for publications are reporting it could be Monday. So we will see. Braun, is he a legitimate challenger ahead of Cody and Bray? No, to me. Is he ahead of Braun? Absolutely. I'm just conscious, guys. We are on the main event. This is a very exciting match, so we've got plenty of time to go through the rest of the comments after the match. So we will answer a couple more quickly as they're doing the intro. We Rally Sport really wants to know who we've got later, Punk or Moxley. I'm saying Punk. Scott, who again? I know we've talked about it before, but just again for We Rally, your thoughts.
Quick one from me, Punk again. Yeah, I think, but then at the same time, should never have lost it. So hey, there's that.
I totally agree. No idea what they were doing there. Okay. Perhaps Cody beat Roman. Yep. Okay. Don't say Bray. Shut up, Anthony.
Too late.
Too late. I say Cody is the only guy to take either individual belt. A man with a dream, indeed. For me, it's got to be Cody. Right, guys. Okay. Big, important match. Main event time. Whoever's doing the admin, by the way, behind the scenes, whether it's Anthony or Dan or whoever it is, whoever's put the poll up, because it wasn't me. I don't think it was me. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm too tired. But the poll is up, so please do vote. Do vote for Bate or Breakker in that poll. Let us know what you think, and we will review the results at the end. So we've got Let's Go Tyler Chance, Let's Go Breakker. It would be a huge shock to me, Scott, if Breakker, if Bate was to win this, but it would be, maybe maybe it'd be really unfair to Drew. Maybe really unfair to Drew if they don't give the Roman win to Drew, but they give Bate the win here. I don't know.
Yeah, mate, is it to appease us UK fans? Maybe?
Yeah,
Who knows? But hey, look, this sounds like we're being disrespectful to Tyler, but we're not. I mean, I'm sure I speak for myself, but I'm sure you probably have the same kind of opinion as me that Tyler's a great competitor and he's a great champion, but it just doesn't feel like that's the way the promotion would want to position him at the moment.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think he will be champion in the future. I really do.
Yeah, same.
In the same way that I think Pete Dunne, who we both spoke to, at the weekend, there will be an interview with Pete Dunne showing up on the channel in the coming weeks alongside a feature over on Soundsphere. But Pete Dunne, I believe, is a future world champion, and Tyler Bate, who doesn't necessarily fit Vince McMahon's mold, I would say, but certainly Triple H.
It don't matter anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't matter anymore. Tyler Bate is your Daniel Bryan. Pete Dunne is your Pete Dunne. Is I'm trying to think of. Who do you compare Pete Dunne to?
He
do you know
quite like Daniel Bryan in some ways, but
the size doesn't necessarily matter. But Tyler Bate reminds me a little bit of Bob Backlund, but with a little bit more charisma. could be a world champion. Absolutely could be a world champion. This may not be his time, but wouldn't it be wonderful to see, Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne take that championship one day?
Yeah.
Certainly not from Roman Reigns, but somewhere down the line.
Yeah, definitely. I think both guys a lot of potential.
Absolutely. We're seeing a technical run through here by Bate and Breakker. Tyler Bate going for the Tyler Driver 97. Breakker taking him down with a takeout, and Bate kicks out. Bate 1, 2, kick out by Breakker. Lovely technical showcase. A double shoulder block, double kip up. Beautiful work. I'm so glad I got to watch this with you, Scott. Beautiful work from both these guys. Working very well together in the early stages of this match.
That's the thing. A lot of times you look at these kind of stars and you think, oh, how will they mesh? First time seeing it on a big stage like this. But like you say, they've started off very, very well. For two guys with completely different styles, coming from completely different backgrounds. One of them, wrestled over here in the Indies. One of them, their dad was a professional wrestler. They're very, very different. But at the same time, both incredibly gifted. So it's great seeing that they're working well together in the early going.
Absolutely. We'll do a couple of comments. I know I did say we'll leave it, but we'll do one or two. I'm very surprised they took the belt off Meiko after that match. Meito, I do apologize if I've got that pronunciation wrong. I'd assume Bate loses here, but what do I know? Only the prediction champion. Oh yes, you haven't seen the belt, have you? We have a belt.
No, nice.
We have a whole year title, and anybody can win it if you join the predictions for pay-per-views. We refuse to pay the postage to London, so we'll have to. We'll have to.
So on our channel, we use trophies per year. We do it like a season. And I won not this previous season, but the season before. So I got to say, I'm pretty decent at predictions.
There you go. You can give Anthony a run for his money. He beat Dan Hargreaves last night for the title. I don't know if you've got the title back yet, Anthony. I believe Dan is just getting back. He decided to go from Clash of the Castle to what's the theme park near Birmingham? There's a big theme park. Anyway, a big theme park. He's big into roller coasters. There's one near Birmingham. He went there on his way back to Hull. So I believe he'll be just coming back now. So I assume you haven't got the belt yet, which you don't deserve because you're not as good as me or Dan. You're a dick. Anyhow, Pete Dunne reminds me of William Regal. Indeed, yeah, absolutely. Tyler Bate with an arm drag on Breakker. I've got a question for you here, Scott, and I really hope this doesn't come across as an insult to Bate. Do you see him as a credible threat to Breakker here? Is he a credible threat, or do you believe? Have you ever believed? And I know you haven't necessarily thought about this too much, but looking at them and looking at their background, have you ever believed he could be a credible threat?
Look, I think his presentation in the early stages of his WWE career was great. He was kind of a plucky underdog that deserved it because he was actually really good, sort of thing, right? In that first tournament, you thought it was going to be Pete Dunne because he was the standout guy as well. And I think, he's done a lot of great things, Mustache Mountain, tag champion, things like that. But realistically, he's only just got the NXT UK title. It reminds me of when Booker T was given the WCW title before it closed so that he could be the representation going into WWE, They've kind of done a similar thing here, in my opinion. They probably knew what was coming with NXT UK. Thought, let's put it on someone that the American fans will recognize because of his other time in the main NXT as well. But at the same time, he was never positioned. He was great on black and gold NXT shows. He was great the Royal Albert Hall stuff and all that kind of stuff with Blackpool, but he's never been positioned as that. So for me, I don't think anyone who is a casual viewer or maybe a non-NXT viewer is going to see Tyler Bate as a credible threat at this very moment in time.
Interesting, very, very interesting point, mate. I actually believe we could potentially see a new challenger after this match, whoever that might be. I think it might
could
be
get a surprise. We're getting loads of those recently, so
we have, and I think it would be really interesting to introduce that after this match. Tyler Bate can go into feuds with anybody in the NXT 2.0 roster and give them a great match. So as he drop kicks Bron Breakker to the outside.
Getting ready to fly, I'm guessing, as well.
Absolutely. We'll get through the rest of the comments in a bit as Tyler Bate flies on the outside. Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful crossbody there. So plancher, I believe, to the outside. Breakker taking that very, very well as well. Both of them looking after each other there. As we're hearing the NXT chants reverberating through the NXT 2.0 arena. Beautiful, beautiful flying plancher there from Tyler Bate. Tom Trotter just realized you can use his phone. Absolutely, mate. Good to have you back. Dan going live tomorrow. Yes. Because of the Strowman rumor, because of the hype we've just experienced from Clash, Dan has agreed.
A shooting star missed there.
Oh, thank you for calling that, Scott. I would have missed that completely. Shooting star missed there by Bate, was it? Oh, beautiful slam. Beautiful slam there from Breakker.
So
the dog-faced gremlin, of course, paying homage to his family history. Back elbow by Bate there, countering Breakker. I'm not, like I say, like you said, not that Bate isn't a good challenger. Not that he won't bring a great match. I mean, he's already bringing a great match out of Breakker. Arguably one of his better matches, actually, Breakker here with Tyler Bate. But again, that's not what we're saying. He's maybe not a credible champion challenger right now, but that's not to say that he is not, a great challenger and putting a great match on, because I do believe, this is, from what I have seen of it so far, it's been a fantastic match. Bate bringing out the best in Bron Breakker here.
Oh, big old slap there as well.
Big old slap.
Which one was that? Early on.
Was that bop or bang? I can't remember which one that is. He's got his fists, honey. He's got his names for his fists.
Oh, right, okay.
He calls them bop and bang. We've got a suplex coming up, potentially. Suplex coming up. The strength, the deceptive strength, Scott, of Tyler Bate. He doesn't get enough credit for. He is a very strong. He is a big, strong boy. Lovely suplex counter.
Shooting star finally hits it.
Shooting star. Shoots that 1-2. Kick out by Bron Breakker. Tyler Bate down. Bron Breakker down. We are on 23:03, so we've gone over what I would have assumed would have been the end. So let's see what happens. We are, of course, on the network, so no restrictions. So let's see how long this one goes. Breakker kicking out of that shooting star press. Tyler Bate seems to be selling an arm. We've got the "This is awesome" chance. We've heard that quite a few times. Lovely to soak that in, Scott, last night. Being a part of that of Clash at the Castle, as Breakker doing the holy up. So roll up by Tyler Bate. 1, 2, a kick out there by Bron Breakker. Oh, lovely headbutt to the midsection there. Breaking out, spinning, Bate around. The Tyler driver. That's the Tyler driver. 1, 2. Oh, the Hurricane Rana countered to the Tyler driver. Scott.
That was good.
That was good. That was brilliant. Nearly got me there. That was like a Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre after the Claymore. I was like,
Still feels a bit early, but though, again, because of the kind of end time, you can't tell what it's going to be. It's hard to tell how long this match is going to go for. So we just don't know. You got to assume, because Bron Breakker does have a formula. In the same way that John Cena does. He's setting up for maybe a spear coming up, something like that. Let's see if he gets a spear on Bate. Maybe as a counter to something. No, Bate getting in there with a forearm, lifting Bron Breakker up. What are we going to go here? We've had support from Tommaso Ciampa for Breakker in recent weeks. Different members of the main roster showing up on NXT to give encouragement. Of course, as you would imagine, Gunther was the person to do that for Bate, as was Pete Dunne. On Breakker's side, Tommaso Ciampa was the person to offer encouragement to Bron Breakker. You see, stuff like that does remind you that Triple H is in the position he's in, and that maybe he's going to sprinkle a bit of his black and gold flavor on this NXT again.
Absolutely, Shawn Michaels, of course, in charge of this. I did hear that the stars flew back last night after the show. Way after the show, but But who knows? Who knows? We are seeing Raw. We are seeing Raw in the US tomorrow. So you would assume beautiful sort of Falcon Arrow style slam there by Bron Breakker. Yeah. So we could see that black and gold sprinkled from Triple H on this. Maybe he's there tonight. They never stop working, do they?
Never stop
working.
We think we're tired, mate. Can you imagine?
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things that I learned was just how, like I think I said to you maybe yesterday, how big the machine is. How big the machine is. There's so much going on behind the scenes as fans that we don't see, that you do get only an inkling when you do the media stuff. Just a huge machine behind these people, helping them with promo, helping them with the matches, helping them, fly from A to B. Production, all that stuff. Fascinating, really, to do that. Tyler Bate with forearms, 2 Breakker. Let's go Breakker chance. Let's go Tyler chance. The crowd at Worlds Collide split between the two. Super midsection kick there by Tyler Bate. There you go. That was the bop and bang. That was the bop and bang that was blocked into the armbar there by Breakker. Tyler Bate going for the tap out. Is he going to tap out the big strong boy? Scott, keep it in that match. Keep it in this match. Oh, the roll up 1. Back into the armbar.
I do think you talk about your strength. I do think that we're going to have to see a spot because, Breakker is a strong guy himself where Bate kind of shocks people.
Yes, you are right. You are very right. Very, very good point.
Reminding people of your strength.
Yeah, very, very good point, mate.
That's what I hope to see, at least. But
yeah, I think you could be right. I think we're going to see it here.
This could be it.
There we go. Well called. Well called. There. Not right again. Is Bate going to go for an airplane spin? He is.
Yeah.
The airplane spin by Tyler Bate, guys. I love this. I love it. Oh, the slam as well. Lovely.
Though, surely.
1, 2, and a kick out by Bron Breakker. Man, this is good.
I love that.
I love that. I love Bates' moveset. I love his moveset so much. 2.
He's the kind of guy that you want to play as on a video game. That's always one of my favorite compliments to give someone is when you go, "I'd love to play you on a video game."
Very much so. Do you play the games? Do you play the?
I don't play any of them anymore. I haven't played for years because I felt like I love them. I just felt that they were all the same old stuff. I heard 19 was or 20 or whichever one it was terrible. Then they took a year out, and then
19 was good. 20 was terrible. 22 is okay. For anybody that's interested in that, me and Anthony did some general manager content from 2K22. You can see I won. By the way, just saying, the last GM mode we did, I won. Tiger Driver bridged into a shoulder up. Oh, lovely test again. Test of strength from both of them here.
I was worried about stuff like this because it's so hard to pull off and get right.
Tiger Driver,
Fantastic.
yes, he got it, Scott. 1, 2. Oh. Tyler Driver 97. We're gonna get. It's gonna.
He can't be winning it.
We're gonna do the same again. It's gonna be the same again. We're gonna have a kick out from the Tyler Driver. Bate will probably kick out from the Frankensteiner, and then we'll have the spear to finish. That was as Drew McIntyre as we're gonna get on this one. We've had the Claymore.
Yeah.
Tyler Bate going up top. Crawling up top. What's he going to do here?
So this is the opportunity for Breakker to reverse and get momentum here. There we go.
Oh, Breakker stopping with that choke. Going into the power slam, the Steiner slam that he uses. There it is.
Hand on the rope, surely.
2, and the 4 on the ropes. But there we go. That was the spear. Sorry to make comparisons for those people that haven't seen it, but I'm going to stop that right now. But it was like I say, we've had 1 kick out by Bate, so let's see what I'm trying to prepare myself because I really want Bate. The fan in me wants Bate to win.
Yeah, I'd love it. Yeah.
Oh, the straps are down now. The S word, because we can't say that anymore. The S word has hit the fan as Breakker is going.
Was R-Truth once said the grit has hit the pan.
The grit, there you go. I love that. Let's do it. Love R-Truth. I've got an interview with R-Truth on Soundsphere, by the way, where he talks about music.
I'll check that out.
From last year, written as a feature, Q&A. Lovely guy. There's Bop and Bang. That was the Bop and Bang thing. Bop and Bang into the toe. No, he's not going to get it. Oh, nice one. Tyler Bate on his feet. Oh, he's caught again. Slam again.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, roll up, by Bang. 1, 2. Kick out there.
Oh, it's a
spear. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we call it. There's the spear.
Fantastic match, though.
Brilliant match. Brilliant match. Absolutely amazing. Great work from both men. Probably my match of the night already, but we'll get through those predictions and also start thinking, guys. Start thinking you performer of the night, match of the night as we finish up this card, and then me and Scott will go through our picks for those. I'm just gonna keep my eyes glued to the screen in case anything else happens, guys. So we'll go through the rest of the comments. I know you guys have been commenting. Thank you so much. We will read through those together, myself and Scott, as we finish up. Breakker is currently in the ring, looking very, very pleased with himself. As Tyler Bate
replays now, so I guess we'll see once the replays end if it looks like it's the end of the show or if it looks like something's going to happen. But
yeah, great stuff there from both those guys. The foot on the rope moment, couple of really, really spine tingling moments there. Though Bate,
they're great chemistry, really good timing together as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's the last time we'll see these two in a ring. Like I say, let's not forget Bate. You've got to believe is now moving over to NXT 2.0. Can have some dream matches. Is Tyler Bate going to hand them? Yeah, he's okay. Tyler Bate going to hand them over. If this is the
case, I don't feel we're going to get anything else as far as maybe other people coming in because Tyler would have to get out of the ring,
Indeed. There we are. The belt's going
nice
over.
Moment,
lovely moment between the two. A hug from both of them. Both of them embracing a lovely moment. If this is the moment we end on.
I don't know which hand to grab it. I say they just had they've had such great chemistry and timing, and then they awkwardly don't know which hand to hold up. Fantastic.
Lovely. Nice shake of the hand now.
Yeah.
Bate giving him an ovation, a clap. Talking
Sometimes
to each other.
You need. Oh, doesn't it? We've got the graphic.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that's the end of the show. Not a bad end to the show. Doesn't need to be anything else. But it'd be interesting to see who is the next challenger for Breakker. But yeah, there he is raising the time. Bate's still in the frame. Well, now not so much, but was in the frame. Was still in focus at the end there. So I believe there's a lot of weight and a lot of support for Tyler Bate as he continues. Even in defeat here, Scott.
Yeah, definitely. I think although we were saying we didn't think he was going to do it, I would have been shocked if he did. I would have been pleased if he did, because it could have meant Breakker was going up to Raw or SmackDown. But yeah, I think it was a good way to remind people, even like myself, again, haven't been watching either version of NXT lately, just how good he is, and worked very, very well with a different style of kind of competitor there. But either way, fantastic match and a great showing from both guys.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. We'll just get the poll up. So you guys said Tyler Bate 60% and Bron Breakker 40%. So we were all you guys were wrong. I think me and Scott both.
We were right. They were.
Yeah, right. we were right. Okay, guys. So get your. I know some of you have been putting your picks in. What we will do, me and Scott. I'm going to ask Scott because he is the star, the man of the hour. What we do, like we said, we did it for the first match. Your grade for the whole pay-per-view, your match of the night, and your performer of the night, Scott.
Okay, are we grading out of 10 again?
Out of 10.
This one. Right, I would say it's hard to do because if you have a grading system in the sense that, WrestleManias are on the same grade, how can you ever do, say, if you gave it 10 out of 10, then a WrestleMania must be a million out of 10 sort of thing. So, so I'm going to do it within the frame of what I expect an NXT 2.0 show to be. For me, I would then give that an 8. If this was the early days of Black and Gold NXT, it might only get a 6 or a 7. I'd say really good show, but it's not the old NXT. It's a different product now. And for what I've seen of NXT 2.0, this was up there in the kind of the higher echelons of what little stuff I have seen. So I did really enjoy it. Nice pace. I didn't get bored once. I didn't think any match was a slug to get through or anything like that. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Favorite match? I know you just said there that this one could be a contender, the main event, and it's hard to see past it. But I just think for the way the show started on that opener, I've got to put the opener as my favorite match.
Yeah, there was some excellent stuff. I mean, all in all, very much with you on this incredible show. I'm really glad that even though we're both knackered, and once again, thank you for making the time.
No worries, mate.
Even though we're both knackered, even though it's been a long few days, I'm really glad that we came together for this. There's some incredible talent on show. I think for me again, that main event was certainly there. Did you do your performer of the night on the whole?
Performer. Let me see. I'm just going to quickly look back on the card to see if there's anyone.
Yeah, go for it.
I think. Oh, it's hard to see. Oh, I've got a few popping into my head. No, the forgive me because I'm going to mix up which one's which. But the Creed brothers.
Creed brothers. Yeah, they're great.
The one that doesn't wear the knee pads.
Julius and.
Which one was it? Let me Google which one. So
I've got the card up here. I'll tell you. Creed brothers, Brutus. I think Brutus. Oh no, Julius was the one that did the suplex.
That's the one.
Yeah, Julius and Brutus Creed. Yeah.
It's opened my eyes to the team. I gotta be honest. I've been watching this product. Big wrestling fan, but we don't all have time for every single show. So I mean, what a kind of reintroduction to me. For NXT, we've seen guys like that I'm not familiar with, and then also seeing people like Breakker and Mandy Rose have been making a lot of noise that's hard to ignore, and then Tyler Bate, one of my kind of favorite from the UK as well. It's been a great thing. But yeah, I would say Julius Creed has been my performer of the night just because he impressed me so much.
He was great, and he would be my second favorite. Tyler Bate really did it for me. I thought he would put over Breakker really well. He would be mine, but 100% again, so tight to pick. Ricochet, Carmelo Hayes, your favorite. Carmelo was great. Ricochet was great. Just again, probably my second favorite match of the night. That one. Lovely. Lovely card for me. Tyler Bate, performer of the night, match of the night. Tyler Bate and Bron. Just because of that main event feel, but second is Carmelo and Ricochet. Really enjoyed. Performer of the night is for me is Tyler Bate. Second to Julius Creed. Very, very again. They've turned me around too. I wasn't sold on them when I first saw them, and they just keep getting better.
And you were saying it was the other one that was you liked more, right? So
Brutus, Brutus is the who did we have this discussion about this weekend? The Street Profits. Brutus of the two he's the more kind of charismatic. The more high flying, so the Montez Ford, perhaps of the Creed brothers. You know what I mean? The Shawn Michaels, even of the Creed brothers. But Julius, that's according to me. But Julius has impressed you, so
I was really impressed. Yeah,
there you go, and I was impressed by him. So I'm gonna give more time to Julius Creed, and really pay more attention to him in the future as I continue to watch some NXT stuff. So let's go through then, guys, the rest of these comments, because there was quite a few that we didn't get through. Okay, so good to have you back. That was to Tom. I hope Tom's still with us. Bate reminds me of Chris Benoit. Now that's interesting. Obviously, an incredible talent in ring. If we just focus on that, I can absolutely see what you're saying there. Your thoughts on that comparison of in ring between Tyler Bate and Chris Benoit by Sandra?
I mean, for obvious reasons, he's always a touchy subject. But let's stick to in ring and stuff like that, we cannot deny that he's one of the greatest, very, very influential. I mean, to be compared to his in ring body of work is high praise. Style wise, I think it kind of fits because Benoit had that kind of, especially in different portions of his career, he's the flashy kind of, not flashy in the sense of Rey Mysterio, but he could move. He was real fast, and he had the technical side, but he could work with the luchadors, and then guys like Chris Jericho, and then later on in his career, he did a lot of the power stuff as well. And I think that comparison kind of fits in with Tyler Bate. I do think Tyler is way more kind of flexible and jumping around and stuff like that. Whereas Benoit had the kind of, he was technical and a bit of power with a little bit of kind of speed sprinkled in, whereas those elements are kind of twisted a little bit more when it comes to Tyler Bate. But I do see kind of some comparison there.
Yeah, absolutely. Anthony is getting at me right now. Not as good as me. Please do inform me how many times you have won the belts. Is this inception? That is Anthony's question to me. And I will inform you that is in fact a big fat 0.
No.
I was the one that purchased the belt for Anthony and the channel as a present, and I have yet to hold it. I had to give it away. Well, obviously I gave it as a gift to him originally anyway. Yeah. Then we decided to make it a thing for the channel, but I have never had it back in this room with me. So yes, you are correct. Both you, Scott, and Anthony, and Jack, and probably everybody. Dan certainly, because he's held it once, is better than me at predictions. I think Dom. I think I've had the Gimme a Hell Yeah belt more than Dom. You have not. Even though I think you've probably won a predictions, but we were just too cheap to send it to London. So maybe you have. Right, okay, let's get through the rest of these. Michael likes as his comparison. Hang on, yeah, no. Incidentally, there was a shot of a guy in the crowd with a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did hear about that, yeah. So we got a lot of roasting on Twitter, did that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's not funny anymore, to be honest.
No,
I mean, it never really was truly funny, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of edgy is what I'm trying to say. It's not the edgy thing to do anymore.
I think that was he was trying to be. I think he was trying to be edgy in that crowd, and it was shown on the network. I believe it will probably be edited now. And obviously it was screenshotted and stuff. And people obviously roasted the guy. So there we go. There we go. I mean,
apparently Michael Cole kind of made a comment about it, but didn't realize he was on air as well. I think.
Right. Okay.
I heard about that. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Would be great to see Bray Wyatt take the NXT Championship. Could learn a few new moves. Bray appearing tonight. No. Hang on a second. So we've got a couple of comments there about Benoit. No, Tyler Bate. Absolutely, Michael, fan of Tyler Bate. Geordie Pax on the pre-show. Yes, facing the rejuvenated British guy. He's now got a bag on his head in AEW. What's he called?
I haven't seen any of this.
The guy is real talented. He's got a bag on his head.
Was it like the Cody Rhodes bag on the head type thing? Because I saw someone do that the other day.
A paper, it's like a paper bag. Who is it? Guys, you tell me. We'll get through the comments before I start Googling stuff. Hang on a second. Wouldn't be surprised if they got changed and then got vans after each match to Cardiff Airport to get charged. Well, they did. Some of them stuck around for a press conference. Obviously, Reigns, Seth, Walter, Gunther, and a few others. Scott was there. You could see some footage from that on Rebellious Noise. So go and check that out. Show has been very enjoyable. Yes, it has, Michael. It's a pleasure to have you guys with us. Thank you so much. Breakker reminds me of Samoa Joe. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the obvious Stanley comparison. But if we're leaving that, absolutely Samoa Joe. Yes, indeed. Like this better than Clash at the Castle. Ooh. There's a question. There's a question for you, Scott. I mean, we were there, so I guess that maybe that makes it a bit more special. But if you were being objective, try and be objective for a second. Compare the two.
I think again, when you go for things like spectacle and grandeur, like I mentioned earlier on, when you could, and I like this though, because I did say there were gone are the days it felt where we were comparing NXT shows to the main roster shows, pay-per-views the next night. So I'm glad this has actually come up. But for me, this is, I guess, presentation is a big part of it. Being there in person is a big part of it. But I will say these matches, bell to bell, were incredible. But it was just that added extra for me at Clash at the Castle.
Absolutely. Just to scroll down to get that name. Thank you, guys. Kip Sabian. Thank you very much.
Kip Sabian. Okay, right.
Kip Sabian. There we go. Right. Okay. We're getting through the comments, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you get the last few in if you want anything to add to what we're saying. We will probably go for another 10 minutes, something like that, and we'll wind up. So, make sure you get your comments in. Right. So, Michael Michael says, I like this better than Clash of the Castle. Gonna go charge my iPad. I know who you prefer. It's okay. No, I'm kidding, Michael. It's fine. I know you've been here the whole time. I really appreciate your support. See you in 2 hours. Absolutely. Please do join Anthony for the 5.5 hour slog. that will be AEW All Out. Thank you for joining the stream. We love you all. Indeed, we do. Sandra, thank you so much for making everybody feel welcome. Everyone keeps it great. Well, yeah, absolutely. Scott's been a huge part of that. Please do welcome Scott to the Hulkamania family. Obviously, a new friend of mine, alongside Laura as well. A lot of love for you guys. Just really, really appreciate that. So thank you. And please do subscribe to Rebellious Noise. I do apologize. And support, it's been a long day. Rebellious Noise to support his wrestling. You've got cooking content on there. You've got all sorts of stuff. Rebellious Noise is one channel. RN Pro Wrestling. I believe there's loads of other ones as well.
Indeed, yeah. Don't worry. There's a lot for you to try and plug, man. I appreciate it. It's hard enough for me.
It's all right. You can find them at the very bottom if you scroll down to Rebellious Noise, or I believe RN Pro Wrestling. You can find all of them there. Thank you, Scott, for your time and wisdom, says Sandra.
Oh, thank you, Sandra.
Hopefully you will see Sandra in the future. Please join us for I think he's going to bed somehow, mate.
I'm going to bed.
I appreciate. I love your enthusiasm, Sandra, for supporting us. Maybe you can tune in after the fact, and because we do get a lot of views afterwards when we're not live. So maybe you can tune in some other time. And if for anybody that is watching this back, we appreciate your time as well. All in pre-show with Geordie Pack is at 12 UK time. Okay, so we are warming you guys up for that. We'll watch this Tuesday, match of the night to look. We'll be watching this Tuesday. You're going to watch NXT on Tuesday, Tom. That's like one. I think that's what you're talking about. If I was going to give you a match, but I don't know whether you'll be. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure it's like 1 a.m. in the UK. Anyway, if you were going to watch it, I'm going to say Nathan Fraser and Axiom, because I love both those guys. Nathan Fraser is a fantastic talent. Again, a graduate from Black and Brave, from Seth Rollins. Axiom, the former A-Kid, or Our Kid. Great show. Great having you on the channel, Scott. Wonderful insight. That's from Anthony. He is a dick, but he's being nice to you. That's fine. I'm back, guys. Daniel's back. Well, lovely to have you back. We are just about to finish, Daniel, but please do join Anthony, who you'll know from last night, as he watches AEW in less than an hour. Welcome back, Daniel, says Sandra. And we are down towards the end. WB taking its cues from New Japan and AEW with its show televised press calls. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because it was one of the first ones they did, I believe. I think they've done a couple of others, but it was, and it looks great. Looks great, man. I'd love to. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to experience one myself. But it looks like it was a wonderful time. A lot of, I think there was some, maybe some questions that were from the looks of it, maybe the Roman Reigns stuff. Some stuff that was,
There's a little peek behind the curtain for you guys, but
yeah. But it looked great. It looked fantastic. Your experience at the press conference,
really good. I agree. I think one of the things I really enjoyed about New Japan and then continued into AEW were those press conferences. As a member of the media, they are frustrating when that's the only thing you get if it's before the event, rather than we all want one-on-one interview time. We get the best content out of it. You guys get to see great kind of content out of it as well, and it's great for us as content creators. But press conferences are they're good if it is after the event. So for me personally, if WWE do them, I hope they continue to be an after the event thing. The only awkwardness there is as we saw with this one, who's in character and who's not in character. Roman was in character, and that was it. When you watch the AEW ones, they're not in character. Sometimes every now and then, Tony Khan will kind of lean back into a storyline thing, but then it will dip back out. With WWE, it seems the reverse of that, So I completely understand why they pulled that stunt with Roman, because they were like, we can't break too much with this guy. We need to keep the kind of aura up. So big fan of the press conferences myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Anthony, welcoming back Daniel. Daniel, welcoming you. I love this, guys. Thank you so much. Anthony is trying to butter you up by promoting your channel. I've done plenty of that. Thank you very much.
You guys
Anthony.
are too kind.
But yeah, so you can subscribe. Obviously, I'll put it up here, but you'll be able to see that in the comments on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So please do subscribe to Scott's channels. Please join me for lack of sleep or AEW. Yes, Jack will be moderating the AEW chat. Worlds Collide event. So yeah, well, if you want to watch Worlds Collide back, it's a great show. I am going to ask you, I'm going to fit in one more question. Have you ever watched a Worlds Collide before?
Myself.
In previous years?
The last one, I don't even know if I watched the whole show, if I just watched highlights of it at the time. Because there's only been one, right? There's only been one before.
There's been a couple.
If there's been two, then I've watched one and not the most recent one.
Yeah, I wanted to take a moment to promote my favorite Worlds Collide match ever, which was Dominik Dijakovic versus Luke Harper, or the obviously Brody
I
Lee.
think I do remember that
A fantastic match that is on the network. It was Brody Lee, or Luke Harper as he was. I might go watch that now, actually. It was a brilliant match. Luke Harper did a promo beforehand because he knew, he was like, I might not be able to main event WrestleMania, but he was like, this is my WrestleMania. And they went and put on an absolute classic. So if you want to go watch this World Collide, please do. It's been amazing. Please obviously support our streams and like our stuff and everything and all that. But if you want to go back and watch a Worlds Collide classic, then I would recommend Dominik Dijakovic pre T-Bar.
I was trying to think, which one is he in Retribution?
But pre-Retribution. Hopefully, I believe there's rumors of him returning to that gimmick, but to Dominik. Wait, what was I going to say? Definitely go watch that match. Watch that match. It's great. Anthony has a point. The interesting thing about it is that as a way to continue telling stories, as they've shown with the Roman Reigns moment last night. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. What was the mood? Did it feel like a promo? I mean, obviously it's a press conference, but did you get the vibe that it was?
Yeah, I think as soon as he was asked, and he was silent for a bit, it was like, this is a bit this is a storyline, and then everybody in the room, because Byron Saxton, ended it with, I guess that's all the questions, and then everybody just laughed, which brought it back into this is real life now. That was a story, so that was the only thing that kind of made it a bit strange, was that we were all there, because it weren't like we were going to act and go, because if that was fully controlled by WWE and it was fake press, then the press wouldn't have laughed. But so it was like we were kind of jumping in and out of this kind of world of WWE and then world of the real world. It was very kind of confusing in that sense, but yeah, it was a good vibe about everybody was kind of happy. And then I really do enjoy not just being there in the room, but even watching online as a fan, these kind of press conferences, and all of them. The AEW ones are great. The New Japan ones are great. With what's his name? I'm kind of what have I last name? Zack Sabre Jr. Some of my favorite things are to watch. My friend, co-host Talking Beans, constantly just sends me clips of Zack Sabre Jr.'s most recent outbursts after a match. Yeah. They're so fun. So again, they're a way to extend storyline as well. So I like that.
Yeah, I think WB are taking some cues, and like I say, last night a great example of that. Once again, there is some footage over on Scott's channel. Please go check that out. And like I say, we were there on the front line, so to speak. There is interviews on Scott's channel. There's interviews over here from Clash at the Castle. So please do go and check those out. Go and support our respective content. Scott is an honorary. Well, you are a Hullamaniac, and you can be an honorary Hullanesian if you come visit as well. So we'd love to.
I love all the names we've got here. Yeah. Hullanesian.
Yeah,
Spice chips. I'm learning so much.
Oh man, Chip Spice. Yeah, Chip Spice.
Chip Spice.
Love to have you and Laura over at some point, and I believe you come into the Doncaster.
Hopefully,
is it 1 PW? Hopefully. Yeah, so that's close. That's close enough. You can take a trip over. I'll take you for some chips and Chip Spice. Right, okay. Like and sub. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. When does the AEW stream start? 11:50, of course, according to Anthony. So we need to wind up. We will do that as soon as possible. If you would like a new trainee for your channel, please take Dom. He's not cheap, but he's worth it. We can come to a percentage agreement.
I'd love to have Dom over on the channel. It's been a pleasure doing this with you.
Anytime, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. That match was Worlds Collide Access. If anybody's doing research, first one, I believe. First one, outstanding match, good shout. Yeah, please go check that out. AEW stream starts at 11:50, but I'll probably be late because I'm the worst presenter. You are late all the time, but you are a wonderful presenter. As Daniel has picked his favorite, it's okay. I'm fine with it. What? Right. Okay. DIY versus Bate and 7 is a banger from 2008. Yeah, that's a great NXT match. Absolutely. Guys,
I do remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically DIY and Bate and 7. Again, Trent 7, love to see Trent 7 back at some point as well. We'll see. Anyway, Anthony will be joining you in probably about 3 hours, although he's supposed to join you in 15 minutes. So he will be back with some AEW action for you. I have been Dom from the Gimme a Hull Yeah podcast. That is Scott from Rebellious Noise. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for those that have been with us. Thank you to those that watch this back. This has been Worlds Collide. Fantastic matches. Again, you picked Ricochet and Carmelo Hayes. I picked Bate and Breakker. Some wonderful stuff. Obviously, across the card, the women's match was fantastic. Some surprises in. Well, I was surprised by Satomura, losing actually, but lovely to see the results across the board. Mandy Rose is a great figurehead leading into the new NXT, and let's face it, Bron Breakker is as well. Fundamentally, the right calls made across the card, I think. So, Scott, any final thoughts? Let's do this like I would do an interview. Anything you'd like to plug before we finish? Anything you think I've missed? What would you like to promote before we leave?
Well, I mean, you've done it. You give me plenty of chances there. So, hey, there's not much more for me to say, but just a reminder, I'm from Rebellious Noise at REBNOISE, or if you want me personally, Scott_RebNoise. But then, the main thing you're probably interested in, if you're a wrestling fan, is our wrestling channel of RN Pro Wrestling, which is the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. But just want to say thank you so much for having me, Dom. Again, great meeting you this past week. And I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun in the wrestling world and beyond together.
I look forward to it, man. Anthony, just before we finish, Anthony's very in love with Daniel's support, and I love it too, Daniel. You are welcome to support whoever you like. Great job, lads. Thank you, Anthony. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, mate.
Sorry I can't be there. Like I say, I want to take some time away. I will happily watch it, maybe on the drive to, or listen to it rather on the drive to Harrogate tomorrow with Emma. I'm sure she'll be fine with it, listening to your voice in the car. So have a great show, guys. If you're joining Anthony, have a great All Out. You've done good work, lads. Keep up the good work. We will obviously support Reb Noise, support Gimme a Hull Yeah as well. We will absolutely do this again, and we'll absolutely collaborate and collide. Our worlds will collide again. I am sure. Great show, great pre-show for USA 7 p.m. See you all there. Moderator is out, Sandra is out, and we are out. I am sorry I started the stream with the Terminator intro. I love that one. I think it's funny. We'll start it with we'll end it with a proper intro/outro. Guys, been a pleasure. Thanks for watching. Scott, you've not done this before. No. Anthony hates this.
Okay.
He calls it a gimmick. I count us down typically, like from 5, a claymore, even though I realized too late that was 3. I count us down from 5, and then we say Hull Yeah with jazz hands. Okay. Nice. So all you've got to do is I do the countdown, and all you've got to do is go Hull Yeah with jazz hands while I fumble about for the correct outro. So ready? We're going to count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you later. Hull Yeah! Hull Yeah!
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Hull Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.